We got V-Jump scans of the Digimon card game.
My God, here we go.
It's time, dude. We're getting that Omnimon card. It's
Bro,
time.
dude, Todd's rebranding completely right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
Digimon TCG. We out here.
My guy is like, bruv.
Big
Mad-
time.
I forgot this got a reboot. I need to watch it.
I haven't seen today's episode.
Isn't it like the exact same as the old one?
It's the same characters, but it's a different story.
Yo, that's poggers, dude.
That's cringe.
Dude, why is their V-Jump scan way more robust than ours? Like, for real.
Then again, Treasure Crew's got like 2 full pages of shit this time.
First time, I swear. First time. And all they said was, PvP's happening and super types exist. And super types is like a small little box.
Actually, did you see the new shit about super types?
I kind of read it. I don't know. I should have looked at it better.
There's gonna be when a character becomes a super typing. I don't know if it's all characters or like certain characters. They get super specials.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So I don't know how that's gonna play out. Maybe that's a good way to like indirectly buff the units.
I did read that they said that super typing is going to come out with like a lot of characters. Like a lot of them were going to start with it, which is great because I don't want no bullshit captain action where one unit has it for like 3 years.
Yeah, so certain units will get a special separate to their regular special. Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting. You know, it would be pretty interesting though.
Leave
We
it at
start another episode of Good, Great, Perfect.
Oh, no,
What's going on, guys. Welcome back to the late night Good, Great, Perfect because myself, Cobb, and Dill, it's like 7 p.m., but it's late for me because I'm an old ass man. But myself, Cobb, Dill, and Todd are in 7 p.m. And then we got Joba, who's for some reason make it 4 a.m. And we have like a special guest of some sort. I think his name's Meme Machine, and he's just hanging around at 7 a.m. So what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Meme Machine, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, my
This
man.
guy, this guy is doing good. He just had his breakfast. He's ready to go for an episode of Good, Great, Perfect. I know he's like our biggest fan, so you know he asked me to come.
That's disrespect.
He's been asking me for like 3 months to come on the show, and I said, okay, fine.
He's like,
I'll
I got to
let you
teach
on."
these glue eaters how shit works.
I do remember in the DMs, Meme Machine was like, I want to learn how you guys eat glue. So we'll get into that a little later down the line. But for real though, welcome back to episode of Good, Great, Perfect. Quick, happy Easter to everyone, by the way. And people that celebrated Easter last week, and then the Orthodox that celebrated Easter this week. So myself included in that party. But we do appreciate you all for listening, subscribing, following, and viewing all of our podcasts. You can find us on YouTube. Good, Great, Perfect. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at GGP Podcast. Make sure you follow us there for updates. Dill runs the Instagram. You're going to get a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff on the Instagram, and eventually we'll start to incorporate questions a lot better in that one as well. And you can find us basically anywhere a podcast exists, you'll find us. The main ones being Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of other ones as well. So listen through there. But we have a lot of news again. I think this is becoming the norm now that OPTC, Bandai is like, yo, whenever these guys want to record an app, we're going to drop no news for the first week. And we're going to turn around and drop as much news as we possibly can for the next week. So we've got a whole bunch of shit happening in their realm. 9.5 has got to be... Oh my god, I forgot. Unfortunately, Nightmare isn't here. I'm such a terrible person. Yeah, unfortunately, Night isn't here. Man is busy.
On the graphic, they'd be able to see that.
So you guys would know before I even mentioned it. So there we go. You're already one up on me for sure. But yeah, Nightmare isn't here. He's probably busy like farming something. We know that guy is grinding hard as always. So shout out to that guy once again. But like we're going through, Global got a whole bunch of 9.5 update stuff. Basically the renewal updates, a whole bunch of things got changed. And then mainly like it was just the Yonko Blitz is happening. So we'll give our thoughts and opinions on the Yonko Blitz itself. JP once again has said we are the superior game mode, we are the superior server, and has come at us with a bunch of stuff.
I wouldn't say superior. You always say that, but I'm like, it's just the fact that like
they're releasing some good shit, bro.
But they're also like a year older than us. Like
that's true. That's like our big brother.
It's like saying, oh yeah, my big brother's better than me because he could drive before I could. Like
that. Hey, let him know. But yeah, like. Japan got a new limited rare recruit. There's a new event happening right now. And then we got this crazy big update with Pirate Festival, PvP. I don't know. We're going to have to coin the term for what it is officially. and we'll probably decide that today on this episode as well, and a bunch of other stuff happening as well. We'll also be answering questions from you, but first of all, I'm going to swing it over to Meme Machine. We're going to start off a little bit with Meme. We're
The
contemplating doing an interview and then a regular podcast ep, but everyone said, fuck it, let's just put it all in one and give you guys a lot more content to consume, especially during this quarantine times. Hope everyone is staying safe, and is going to be a long-ass podcast, hopefully, so people can spend some time listening to that. But, Meme Machine, I want to ask you the first question. How did you find OPTC? Like, how did you first discover it and start playing it?
I was at the university, so a friend of mine told me, "Yeah, this is a new game about One Piece," and I didn't watch One Piece even before
Oh wow.
the game. So I started to play 5 years ago.
And spent money on the game since that day. This man is the true embodiment of free to play, except a couple small gem packs, but you know, we never count the small gem
Yeah.
packs, right?
Well,
Also, like, I didn't even mention that as well. This is an exclusive. This is the Meme Machine's exclusive voice.
The voice
introduction.
reveal.
Reveal.
No one
yeah.
has ever
Voice
heard this
reveal.
man's voice, and we are the first ones to reveal it to you all. So, if you like Meme Machine's voice, smash a thumbs up. No, but for real, though, it's actually really cool. And, you know, I was talking a lot of smack beforehand with all that shit. But no, we've been reaching out to me. I only reached out to me, and he was completely down to record this episode. I'm very excited. And I'm sure everyone here right now is very excited to be recording with me as well. So like you did mention 5 years of playing.
Yes.
I want to get into the nitty gritty a little bit. Have you ever contemplated quitting in that 5 year period? I think that's
Sorry,
enough.
what?
Did you ever want to quit playing the game? Like stop playing?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
no,
Definitely yes.
That was so quick.
That makes
Everyone
sense completely. I
has.
think we've all been down that road as well. But on top of that, obviously Meme Machine does have a YouTube channel. We're gonna be linking that in the description below as well as his Twitter. So make sure you go follow him on his socials there.
That man never loses on Twitter, by the way. You gotta,
That guy
you gotta follow
literally.
him.
If me and Cobb were talking about talking, you know, in the DMs as we usually do, talking some mad shit about one another and such. And we don't take L's, but Meme Machine actually is the embodiment of only ever winning on Twitter. So if you like some funny ass tweets, and you know, make sure you go follow him there. But Mean as well. I'm gonna get onto it. One last question from me, and then I'm gonna open the questions up to the rest of the group. How did you get started on YouTube, and like, why did you start making videos on YouTube from OPTC?
At first, I have a WhatsApp group of the game. So at first, the game was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So
Mhm.
I decided to record my screen to show my friends how to beat the new Fortnite. I mean, Crocodile Fortnite. So hard, you know?
That's throwback.
Prison croc.
And they told me, yo, you should upload this to YouTube. Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, why not?
And start from there.
So,
And it's
Would
great
hurt.
channel,
And
great
a
content
legend
there.
is born.
That's it. Amen. Probably better than Todd's videos, but that's besides the point.
That's
my
facts,
my
dude.
first upload was Karu Island.
Oh my god.
Imagine.
The big throwback.
For real though. All right, I'm gonna open up to the rest of the group. Y'all got any questions for me before we get into the
Yes,
juicy up?
yes. The number one question I think everyone has on their mind right now is, what is a good replacement for Coliseum Kid?
Oh,
I'm saving that for the Twitter
You
question.
beat me to it. Oh
No,
man.
Everyone wants to know, man.
man. Oh my god.
Legend Kaido.
no. Legend Kaido, Legend Kaido.
Okay, but then if you don't have Legend Cardo, what do you do?
Get
Stop playing
Coliseum
the
Kid.
game.
Yeah, use Coliseum Kid.
But like, what if you don't have Coliseum Kid though?
Then get good.
Oh, there it
You
is.
can go to the
Pull more.
kitchen and stab yourself.
Oh my- hey, you heard it first. If you don't have Colo Kid, get Kaido. If you don't have Kaido, get Colo Kid. If you don't have Colo Kid, stab yourself. That's a Meme Machine. You can quote that from this episode of Perfect. Any other questions from the group?
I can't think of anything else. It's too like.
I'll let it flow. If you guys think of
Yeah.
something,
That,
while
that
we're-
was my question. So
I think everyone probably had the exact same question in their head.
The question: replacement for Kid, please.
I think everyone's gonna be spamming that in the comments probably. So that would be
Asking for
Oh.
a friend.
Yeah, what about the other day when I was streaming and you were in the chat? I didn't realize that you'd spent like no money on the game.
I bought 2 beginners pack, and
That's
then
much.
there was a time where 5 gems were €1, I think. A special offer,
Mm.
Yeah.
above that.
This man spent like €7 total in the game.
That's crazy.
nothing more.
And that's 5 years of playing too. I think,
Yeah.
Yes.
he's talking, all of us here have dropped probably above thousands. Yeah, definitely. So
well,
that's crazy.
then leading on from that, then like how many legends are you missing?
I think I'm missing like 9 legends.
That's
That's
about as much
crazy.
as I'm missing. What the
Are,
hell?
are they? So, but are they like the older legends, or are they the more newer stuff?
No, the older is Capone.
Okay, so that's the
Bro,
oldest one.
Okay.
This man's account's already better than mine. He's got V1 Shanks. I'm still missing. But
There you go.
damn, that's
Oh,
crazy.
and
5
for the
years.
people out there, what's your pirate level?
My power level 760, I think.
That's
There you
weak.
go.
Weak
Means out
numbers
there.
right there.
Pirate level means nothing once you pass
Yeah.
like 500.
No, the tutorial is officially 600. Let's make that set in stone.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
The tutorial 600. If you're still below 600, you're in the tutorial, unfortunately. But let's get cracking onto this bunch of news and stuff. So 9.5 basically got revealed. It's the renewal update. I kind of combined the 9.5 update with all the renewal stuff because they're probably going to happen around the same time.
Yeah, the 9.5 update didn't really reveal much. It's just
No,
like,
not at all.
It's just like a list of like, oh yeah, there's some UI changes. We're brushing up existing features, functions for new characters, which I don't know who they're referring to for that. Because like when you look at like stuff coming up, right? We've got the Yonko Blitz happening. There's no new characters in that. And then I guess if we go by Japan scheduling, we should be getting V2 Nami and Komurosaki soon. I don't think any of those characters have any new mechanics.
Could it be like the one?
They might mean like new mechanics, as in like because they have mentioned that with all the updates, a few raid characters are getting reworks, so that could potentially mean new mechanics.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if
You're
that's
right.
exactly what they mean, but it could be the case.
Could it be like
Maybe.
the Wano Orbs? That'd be
Ooh,
nice.
actually, hold on. Hey, but that's too far up, man.
That is too far
We
out.
still, we still got to eat
You're right,
chopper,
you're
bro.
In
You know what I'm
before
saying?
Luffy Zoro release?
Okay, that's too much. I'm not ready. I ain't ready for them, bro.
No one's ready.
God forbid, bro. But like we said, 9.5 is gonna go crazy. Like Todd mentioned, basically the list that they released, which again is I hate when patch notes are just nothing. You know, it's very frustrating that they don't say much. But alongside that, we are getting this big ass renewal update. 50 free gems. You know, clickbait your videos right now. They are available. Chopper Man, the rookie missions for the Chopper Man stuff is gonna be reset. I don't know if they're gonna make new ones because JP actually had theirs reset recently as well. And I'm not sure if they're going to be new ones alongside it, but it might be cool if we get some new Chopper Man managers. And we might even get like a 3 times EXP ship alongside all these like new Wano events that are coming like in the future. So make sure potentially to save a Chopper Man EXP missions for that as well.
With the rookie missions, because what it's like right now is like you have the set missions and then you get to a certain point and then you got to like level up the skill of certain Fortnite units. So I think what they're going to do is probably keep the missions the same, but then the Fortnite units will probably change. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That make a lot of sense there.
Will they
But,
reset the gut missions too? That'd be nice.
Oh,
We
that would be so good.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a while.
Japan's had that update for a minute, where like every month more or less gut. I think correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like every month or so that they
I
reach
love the
missions.
JP GARP missions. Holy shit!
So it means you
They're
get like
so
a decent tablet supply. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
the
exactly.
best, but it's some, and you get plenty of gems every month. You're getting like
Yeah.
a decent amount of gems in hand, which is
for those
always
who don't
fantastic.
know how it works. It basically works like the island is nowhere near as difficult as the current GARP challenges. It's a challenging island, but it's not like uber difficult. But basically, there's certain Chopperman missions, and when you clear it with a certain color team or a certain full class team, that's where you unlock the reward. So you got to complete the island like a bunch of different times, just with different teams, and you can do it because the dungeon isn't as difficult. And I think it's way more fun that way, rather than it being one difficult island and you need to have very specific characters to beat it, like GARP V6, which is ridiculous.
That one sucks.
Yeah.
That was a terrible island, that's for sure. We're also getting like tap time speed increase, which I'm so excited. I don't know why.
yeah.
I might be like the most excited person here, but just when that 3 times EXP ship hits and you can just let turtles go crazy, like with the speed increase, like it's gonna just improve a lot of things. And even like clearing Fortnites and stuff as well. People that are gonna be running like Kaido teams and such. Like the whole idea of having the auto speed increase just makes everything a little bit more streamlined, which in itself would be fantastic. Well, I think though the auto speed increase is primarily based on like text that the characters say in the island is going to actually be tapped through faster now, and that just in itself makes it.
It makes a big difference. It adds up.
Especially like especially those fortnights where they're having a discussion. You're like, shut up, man. I'm trying to beat this shit. Trying to get through it real quick. But that'd be really exciting as well. They're also doing a big rework with a lot of permanent islands as well. So we're getting new rookie character quests, and it's different from the current ones that exist. I think it's a new selection of island of fortnights, and probably I would assume newer fortnights as well. On top of that, that'll be part of that rookie set, and then that in itself is just like an example of something that you guys should have farmed up, just in the off chance that those fortnight units are boosted or they're actually quite useful. Because I recall in Todd's stream a couple of days ago, we were mentioning a lot of free-to-play units that have gone crazy recently, a lot of Fortnite units that are doing some really good things. So the games are coming a little bit better in terms of free-to-play, in terms of content and stuff as well. So make sure you get that stuff up as well. We have a bunch of manual islands that are going to be permanent that rotate daily, always beneficial. I'm assuming that they're going to be clear gems, so for more veteran or like longer playing players, gems are going to be available for that, and then at least, I'm assuming and hoping so alongside that as well. And then the whole Clash rework, which I think is what everyone has really wanted. There's going to be no more complaining about when's Raid Zoro coming out, because there will be a specific day that quick characters do come out, and I believe it's going to work like Sunday will be the special kind of characters and dual raids, and then Monday will be strength, Tuesday's dex, Wednesday's quick, Thursday is Psy, and then Friday's int, and then Saturday there's no raids, I believe. So
yeah, something like that, yeah.
Make sure along those lines, it updates daily. So make sure the raids that you haven't completed, you're looking towards those days and actually completing them. 100%. It's just going to be beneficial, and there's never an excuse to not have something maxed, I believe, especially with free-to-play units.
You just never know when they're going to be useful either.
100%. Especially like looking at like this TM Halloween Nami. If you didn't have Kuma, or you didn't have like any of the rare recruits, you didn't have the TM
Colosseum units too.
Yeah, that Kuma was so vital to remove that Rainbow Shield, because there's like really nothing else that does it.
Yeah, because the only fighters and shooters got cooldown reduction on turn 1. And you
didn't
either
have
have
one,
Khalifa or Kuma to get their cooldown reduced, yeah.
You could have used 5+ Robin, could you? But then you obviously no point boost, but...
Yeah, no, it's not as good.
Does she remove Rainbow Shield?
No, she removed something else. I'm being dumb. Bro, I'm ready to schlep. I'm ready to schlep, dude. For real, though. But, global, yeah, that's really it. Friend points got an update too. Whoopee. Like, I don't think I saw Mean was complaining on Twitter the other day about, can Bandai please stop sending friend points to my mail? And I thought that was hilarious, because I'm so over it as well.
I was actually thinking, would you guys be down for like the introduction of like a friend point shop? Similar, like probably not on the same level as the Rayleigh Bazaar, but something similar.
Instead of doing pulls, like you can go to the shop and buy like the turtles and stuff for certain amounts of friend points.
Or maybe I'd buy Fortnite units or stuff like that as well with friend points.
Or something.
I'd trade in friend points for berries, to be honest. Like, not that I need them, but it's way more useful.
But it is this new split though, I think like is actually quite decent. So the new split is there'll be one banner for evolvers and boosters, and then one banner for characters. So I see myself a lot of the time, if I have maximum friend points, I'm just going to spend them all on evolvers and boosters, and then go from there. Because at least there's a chance of getting dragons, and because sometimes there's a lot of like Fortnites and raids that don't drop dragons. And
I just buy that shit from the Ray shop.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously we have like the capability to do so, but like for me personally, I don't know about you guys, but I find myself missing dragons out of every.
Dragons is a big one.
Yeah. In terms
what
of
about like 7 Deadly Sins, where you can use your friend points to buy like stam refills?
So that's really cool.
Like, that'd be super expensive.
But we all know that 7 Deadly Sins is actually the best gacha game. Period.
Okay, here we go.
Fuck off.
I'll get on my high horse because that shit is hitting, dude. And they mentioned something like it's been reduced to like one try. Like it's like
it's half the amount of friend points it costs. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, sweet. So like that's always going to be a bonus as well. And then they did also say that friend points will be available in Chopper Man missions. So I know Meme Machine is very excited to do Chopper Man missions.
No.
The Coliseum update, I think Job is probably the most excited for this one because he hasn't shut up about getting 5 gems from clearing Kyoshiro. But there's going to be a huge Coliseum update with an update to all the jobs. Oh yeah, all the boys. So by the way, if I didn't mention, Joba is probably in the kitchen or in the closet again. I just want to make that out there, just to make sure everyone that's listening is aware where Joba's at right now. So.
I updated. I'm on the couch.
Oh,
yeah, upgrade.
Man woke up from his nap. He said,
Moving
"Time to
on up.
record, sir."
Yeah.
But Coliseum's got a big update. So just initially Coliseum's dropped more tomes, which is again fantastic. I'm sure no one here needs tomes, but you know, looking at the newer players, people that are starting the game or slowly progressing through it, tomes are always gonna be valuable, and no excuse to have your friends to have your units not socketed. Dill has been crying for the last 4.5 years that people don't have socketed units. So
it's fucking annoying.
so please make sure you do socket all your units with the more tome stuff as well. And Candy gets a big upgrade too, and I think this is awesome. So 30 stamina is going to be +2, 50 stamina is going to be +3. Easy sell to sell the recovery, the +3 recovery, but attack and HP +3 is just going to be amazing. You know,
So long overdue.
100%. And the fact that now you're going to have to farm these stages more because starting with Kyoshiro Coliseum, character-specific limit break material will drop in Chaos only. So we can no longer cheese it by, you know, farming underground, because in order for us to max limit break these characters, we have to farm Chaos. And that means that there's more chance to drop, obviously, more candy and more tomes as well. What are you guys' thoughts on the specific limit break materials, though?
I don't like it because that means we have more limit break materials that we can't get rid of. You know.
But isn't that a positive, though, with all limit break keys happening and stuff right now, though? That you
Yeah.
don't have to spend
technically.
your limit break materials on Coliseum units anymore?
Yeah, I guess so.
Like,
I guess it kind of depends on the drop rate, in my opinion. Like how much you actually have to farm to max limit break a character.
It definitely means you can't be lazy anymore.
100%.
I was gonna say something. Oh
Yep.
yeah, for guys like us, I don't think it really makes a difference because most of us farm the highest difficulty anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, there was an
for the-
underground cheese, bro.
But for
Put
the
a
people that like
buggy
there are
Kaido, call it a
people out
day.
there that don't farm the highest difficulty because it is relatively challenging, especially if
Nowadays, like a lot of college
It's a
these
low
days
level.
can be hard, 100%.
Yeah, so for those type of players, yeah, it's going to hurt them a little bit. But most of the Coliseum units don't have like essential limit breaks. Like the only one I can think of is like what Kid.
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
That being said, though, I don't like being forced to hoard treasure map mails because I can't pick up shards or I can't pick up. You know what I mean?
With limit break expansion, that kind of
Well,
alleviates.
yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah,
But-
you watch any of Knight's videos, he's always like, he
Yeah.
farms the shit out of treasure map, but he still has to go in and
yeah.
buy
I'll be
materials
real
for
with
it.
you. I watched like a Coruscant video. That man had mail from like over 500 days ago that had limit break materials in it, and I was
How?
like, "That's fucked." I was like, "That is cooked." There needs to be some revamp to the limit break system, or like at least just a larger storage, because he has mail for over 500 days that is his limit break material, and I'm like, "Holy shit, that's way too much."
Yeah.
That is way too
That's
much.
a very like specific case though.
I mean, that guy is just golden god.
Not
but-
everyone is. Coruscant.
Yeah, 100%. And then I guess like a nice little quality of life. Hercules is actually like a really good secret stage now. I mean, he always was the decent-ish because he got a tome, but now like when it appears, you get matching orbs and max specials. Wonderful. If you see him, it's great. You can speed through the Colosseum a lot faster. That's for sure.
Hmm.
We did mention rookie missions are back. Make sure you farm those up. 50 gems, bunch of XP. Make sure you use your XP captains as well and get the host ship if you possibly can, because that's a lot of XP on the table right there.
It's
to
heaps of XP.
really boost your pirate level for sure. I mean, maybe me machine might even catch up to us with all those shopping man missions.
Gee.
I'll try.
And then
People who farm fucking the pirate level are massive glue eaters.
that's me, baby. Raise your hands. Raise your hands, dude.
I think Kavi's like a lot lower than us.
Yep, I am 630.
Oh, I'm
Ooh.
sorry. Hey, me, I've been roasting me this whole time. Fuck off, bro. This guy's a terrible
Hey,
pilot.
I'm
I'm
seven.
chilling, I'm
I'm
chilling.
702, but I defend that this wasn't my account. I had to get it back
Yeah,
up to
but you and
700.
Mean are like the same level. Cobb though, he's chilling in doodoo land. Yeah, that man just finished the tutorials and playing for 5 years.
Hey, I just got into top 5k in treasure map. Leave me alone.
Let's go, dude.
The
How's
next time we get the 3 times XP ship, I'm gonna aim for 900. That's what I'm going
Whoa.
for.
You're the
I'm
big
gonna
nerd.
get 1,000. You heard it here first.
Man's out here.
We really do be out here. And then some quick stuff. Rookie missions, class specific quests, and the Pork Island are all gonna be removed. If you haven't cleared the Pork Island because the game forgot keys actually exist, you'll get a gem for it. So I'm
Cool.
so excited to
How
finally get
long
that
has
gem.
Has it been in the game for without keys? Like 3
3
years?
at
Something
least
like
Probably
3
longer
years
than
or so.
3. I think it's
That's-
longer than 3.
That is crazy. Oh,
At
that's
least-
bizarre.
At least 3. Like maybe even 4, honestly.
I think I've got like 200 plus keys, to be
Hey,
honest.
farm pigs, bro. It's
Yeah,
great
look up these
XP.
pigs.
For real, for real. A quick shout out to them giving us a lot, like about 50 supports, which is like the only one that really matters is Ray V1 because that support
And
is
has he? Did
crazy
we,
good.
did we get that?
not yet.
It's
I think
it's
it's-
today or
yeah.
tomorrow.
It's from
Yeah.
when TM
Yeah.
ends, but
Because I was
That-
speaking to people in my stream. They're like, "Oh, if I had Ray V1, it'd be so much easier."
Yeah.
you're like, wait, we have
It's
Ray
so
V1
annoying.
or
No, like the support for it.
bro? That Ray V1 support would have been legit, like ideal. Would have been so perfect for
It's
this
so
TM.
annoying that it drops right after the TM.
That and Kizuna Magellan, perfect. Would have been so good.
Um,
But they said fuck you.
Also,
That's
another
pretty much
support
it.
that gets overlooked a lot of the time is that quick ace because he's
Oh
the
yeah,
free 1.3 color affinity to quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's
that
good.
shit. Yeah, it's very good.
See, I haven't looked into any of these new supports. Like, I was gonna watch your video, but then I'm like, you know what? Nah.
I'm not gonna support that guy.
No, dude, I saw that Raid Shadow Legends ad, and I like
Oh
exited out of
no!
the video.
Hey,
Like,
hey,
I
cut the
cringed
camera!
so
Cut the
hard.
camera! Cut the camera! We're trying to look for. Hey, Ray Channel Legends, if you're listening, send me an email. send me a DM on Twitter. I'll
Hey.
kick Gilbert off for the app. Don't worry. Hit us up, but no.
Nani?
Hey, Joby, you ain't getting a piece of pie. Come on, be honest.
Yikes.
That man is still off the cast from all I know. That's for sure. But we keep going on that as well. We also got a bunch of new limit breaks on that. I think that it was Hancock and someone else for the TM units, and then like 5 legend carries. Nothing too crazy or special.
Yeah, see, I limit break plus my Hancock because I've got Legend Ace, and I'll probably be using her on that.
Hey,
team
Hancock
for a
is
bit.
great though. Like,
Yeah, it's really good.
The reduced
Yeah.
cooldown is fantastic.
The TM units you can kind of spare the materials for.
Oh yeah,
because
I've still got
nice.
keys saved for
Yeah.
of the normal ones because I don't know who to limit break
What
plus.
more available? Just farming
The
TM
legends are the
wise.
one you really have to think about.
I did it for the 2
Saving keys and
waifus.
This man's only going to limit break key waifus. I mean, what do you expect from this guy though?
Damn, I represent.
What do you? Hey, hold on. What do you represent, dude?
I represent the weaves.
Is this where we end the episode?
Yeah, bro. Have you used any of your limit break keys yet, Mean? Is there anyone who you're waiting for or like saving keys for?
Oh, and Whitebeard too, because he's really good.
Where is he?
Oh yeah, I did Whitebeard for sure. I had to ask him though.
Whitebeard was worth it.
Yeah.
Mean Machine might have died or fallen back to sleep. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Oh, he's back. Who did you use your keys on, Mean? Your limit break keys.
Snake Man and TM Nami.
Ooh,
Okay.
good shout.
I'm just waiting for
Good.
Legend Cracker.
I'm
Yeah,
just
same.
waiting for yeah, cool. If we get into it,
Shirahoshi.
why Shirahoshi? Please explain.
Because she gets a cooldown reduction, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
When
I
was the
thought
last time you used Shirahoshi?
Oh,
Yeah,
every now
exactly.
and then, if I don't even want to think about what to do about
It's-
orbs, I just throw her in there.
Okay.
There are better units now.
Sanji and Judge get minus one cooldown with
Usually there's better units because her cooldown is so high.
Dude, Sanji and Judge have gotten lots of.
But like
play
all she does is
recently.
manipulate orbs. There's units that manipulate orbs and like do other things.
And heal. Don't forget the only use is healing. Heals a lot.
Oh, I forgot about the healing.
She's good
Heal,
for
eh?
she's good for Legend NL 6+, bro. Come on,
Oh,
man.
God.
AKA the best captain in the
Legend
game.
NL in 2020. Let's go.
Shout out Rye. That
See,
guy's-
I loved Shirahoshi when she first came out because I used her on my Neko team, and that was
she
really
was busted.
She was
when
Exactly.
first came out.
Sorry,
She was broken. She was so broken. And now she's sitting there like collecting dust.
But
Pretty much.
talking all about this limit break key stuff, you got to remember that legends from not the next batch that we're expecting with Nami and Komurasaki, but afterwards, characters will start debuting with key limit breaks.
Key limit breaks, yeah.
So
That's fucking bullshit.
But see, the thing that sucks about that, in my opinion, is that not a lot of them are going to get reworked with the key limit break.
yeah,
Like a lot of them are just gonna just get more attack and more cooldown. That's about
you
it.
got Sober Mask, who's very specific. He gets a buff, but it's just weird. They should have just made that his captain ability.
Hey, that is captain. Yeah, 100% just from the
dumb,
very
yeah.
start.
It's so dumb.
Bandai things. Woo! Good shout out those guys. Shout out those guys. We keep trucking along a little bit. Limited rare recruit Caesar is dropping very soon on a rare recruit
tomorrow?
banner. I believe so. It
Yes.
starts tomorrow. Well, tomorrow
After
from after TM Halloween Nami ends.
How long
And
is
after
the maintenance
we have
on that?
maintenance as well. Actually, holy
Yeah,
shit, I forgot.
How long is the maintenance? Because it starts at news o'clock.
Did it say an end time, or are they doing that thing where they just go
TBD.
end time?
TBD.
I mean, look, no matter what the end time it says, it's
It's
gonna
not
be
gonna
more
eat
than
it.
That, so yeah,
Hey, shout out that free gem though.
I think it's like a 7-hour maintenance or something.
7 for what? What are they implementing that's worth 7 hours?
Bro, hang on.
Oh, this damn update! I forgot. We just mentioned the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, what the hell are we
It's a
talking
7-hour
about?
It's a 7-hour maintenance, bro.
7 plus extended.
Yeah, it's going to be like 10 hours.
Not even plus or minus, just plus. This is gonna be great.
It's not going to finish for us, Todd, until 1 in the morning.
All right, I'm just gonna.
It'll be a 12-hour maintenance.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, okay, no thanks to that one, sir. Also on that banner, I don't think it's a Sugo. I think it's just
It's
a
not.
regular banner. Yeah. So, and they also mentioned that Caesar's gonna be the only rate boosted character,
See, that's enough for me to just do like a 30 gem on it still. But
Racist.
and every multi's 30 gems.
exactly.
So
There's
when
also a bunch
Jill
of
says-
secret units on it too.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
fuck. See
A
what
lot
I mean?
of
Like,
yeah, but see, the thing is, like, is this the first time we've seen them mention that only one character's gonna be rate boosted?
Well, on JP, it's happened before.
That's
Do you know what
JP.
banner that was?
Oh,
I'm
no.
pretty sure it
Yep.
was Legend Carrot's debut.
Yep.
wait, what's this?
God.
When only one character was boosted on the whole banner, like
And
had
that
a
was
decent
Carrot?
rate, and Legend Carrot was. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, believe me, I remember this
Yeah.
because that's the Suga that I was expecting we would get for
Yeah,
Carrot.
and we didn't
I
get it.
still remember the day the legend carrot dropped. Joe probably got like 450 messages saying carrot, carrot, carrot.
Man, that was
Oh.
the worst fucking Suga.
Yeah, how many V2 Kuzans did you pull?
Oh,
I
don't
got
remind me.
3. I got 3
Three
extended.
extended posters.
That's so bad.
Oh, well, I got 4, but one of them
them
was a new Eno NECA, so that was fine.
That's that's a W, sir.
Yeah, you take those.
And I
There was, a
believe
dude, there was a dude in my live stream. He's like, "Oh yeah, when I first started the game, I sold my Carrot and Inu Neko to the race shop as soon as I got them because I didn't think I'd use them because their captain abilities were too odd." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He goes, "Yeah, and I don't have them to this
oh
day."
my god,
That's Glue Eater moment right there.
that's Glue Eater moment.
That's Glue Eater of the podcast.
I did the same with Gear 3 Luffy back in the day.
Oh my god.
Oh,
what?
Actually, no, I fed him to Gear 2.
What?
that doesn't make sense.
That makes no sense.
I thought he was more fun. I didn't know.
God
Alright, guys, thanks for
damn.
listening to GGP.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
We are now cancelled.
Actually, hang on. I think it was Balloon Luffy, so I had no idea like how good he was when he was
Oh, this
evolved.
man didn't even look at the
It just
evolution.
gets worse and worse. Stop talking.
You just stop.
And then
So
we're
anyway-
looking for your replacement. Mean, do you want a permanent place on the podcast?
I think that's a yes, bro. We'll take mean any day of the week, dude.
Think of how late you'd have to record.
Yeah, I know, right? The times would be shit house.
For real, dude. But alongside limited rare recruit Caesar, we should be getting or expecting Kizuna Magellan. I don't know if that was announced today. It might have been.
No.
But limited rare recruit Caesar was boosted on that Kizuna Magellan, and that Kizuna Magellan was meant to be in this TM, but because they did the
Halloween.
yeah, because they did the Halloween one, and then they also did the Kizuna that appeared on the Korean version of the game. We like got pushed forward.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
was
that's
the
right.
So this Kizuna Magellan was meant to be like I believe it was the last Zoro Sanji Kizuna. So it's just I don't even know what they're gonna do now. If it's just gonna be like its own thing, which would be kind of weird because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who the boss is going to be for the next Kizuna. Actually,
Maybe they push really early from Marco and Ace.
well,
Who
the
knows?
thing is we are getting the Yonko Blitz, so I don't expect there to be a
Ooh.
Kizuna during that.
Oh, I really hope not.
And I think during the release
I mean,
of
Bandai.
Also very true.
with the release of Murasaki, I believe they released Kizuna Shirahoshi.
Oh, that's what they'll probably do then.
Yeah,
They'll
so
probably
they'll
push.
just have the Magellan will be like a unit that you get inside the exchange.
They'll push Hoshi out and then pause. And then they'll put. Yeah, okay, thank you, Job. I appreciate you. He's back on the cast, boys. And then random tidbit: Sanjin Pudding's special got changed. If anyone even cares at all, I'm gonna read it. I know probably no one really cares too much, but it will get
Brooke said that earlier.
It will get very important in the JP news coming up. But changes adjacent slots to recovery, reduces all enemies' threshold by 5 turns, massively reduces a portion of enemies' damage dealt that exceeds 3,000 for 2 turns, and boosts the effect of normal attacks for strength, dex, and quick characters by 1.75 for 2 turns, and becomes Sanjin Pudding for 2 turns. Pretty decent unit. Nothing to write home about though. Nice boost. Some threshold reduction here and there. That's about it.
They are a good unit.
They are. And that'll become very important later on down the line with the JP news. But the big piece of global news, Yonko Blitz is happening. 3-day event, point-based blitz, 1 island per emperor. You can join in the Sugo Fest poolings, pull yourself a Luffy and get 3 dupes, pull yourself a Kid Capone and get 1 dupe. It's all there available. In that Sugo number 2, 5 and 9 are guaranteed trusty blitz characters as well.
And you get the
That was
same
like an
for-
auctioneer. Holy
Did
shit.
you do that in one breath? Like, are you okay?
Yeah, bro, I almost died.
What was that?
But yeah, so Yonko Blitz is happening. We kind of expected Yonko Blitz to be part 3, but then part 3 was just a blitz for our 5th Annie. So this is Yonko Blitz. From what we've seen, it is going to be a 3-day blitz, so thank God for that. No more 1 week of farm and rice. Bless. It is going to be 1 island per emperor. I believe the rankings is going to be based on each emperor. So the one you farm will be, obviously, the one you gain points for. And alongside general rewards from ranking high being like tickets, I believe gems. I don't know if they specifically mentioned gems as a reward, but I really hope that gems are a reward, or else it's going to be one of those shit blitzes again.
And the titles.
And the titles. The titles are probably the only reason why people want to actually farm this shit.
Yeah.
But I think they said 2 different titles. One, if you rank high, you're gonna get like a really good title.
Yeah, top 5,000 and top 200. There's 2 different titles.
Jeez, that's a big gap though between 5,000 and 200. Oh my days.
Land of Wano.
The only thing that I'm worried about is like if they're just handing out generic legends. I think this event's gonna suck. But I hope like some of the reds that you get are like 12 month of release legends. That'd be nice.
I would assume top 500 tickets, or maybe that top 200 because they mentioned the titles will be it might even do what the Rice event did, where they did like 6-month tickets pretty much. It was about 6 or 9-month tickets.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That was the same with the Wano Blitz as well.
Yeah,
that is true. And then what happened, bro? Where's our tickets, man? I'm still waiting for them Zoro Luffy tickets to drop,
So
bro.
I'm waiting for my free Zoro Luffy.
That's what everyone here gonna pull it right now.
I won't because I didn't farm it.
Yeah, neither did I though. So fuck it. But alongside that though, the only thing that so like I did mention, Luffy is gonna be the main Bro, I lost my train of thought. Holy shit! My brain, bro, my mind went blank. I was like, "What am I doing right now?"
It's too late for Poppy.
Help me. But Luffy's gonna be the main booster, and then the boost is the character obviously gets their stats boosted, and maybe like I believe it might be that their captain gets chained. No. Cooldown affinity. So Luffy gets an affinity to all types, so very similar to, exactly like Bullet.
Oh wait, hang on, no. That's for.
Or is that different?
That's versus the Shanks.
That's the Shanks thing. Fuck that. That's stupid.
Yeah,
so, no, but it still is. It says it right there. 2 times stats, 2 times. It's points. Fuck, they are point boosters. Ah shit. So Luffy is a 2 times point booster, and then it also duplicates your drops on the Emperor Shanks event by like 3 drops. And then Kid and Capone will be 1.75 times point boosters, and they will duplicate your drop load 1 on the Shanks event. So the Shanks event is a farmable booster for
he's actually really good for the
and
event.
it's very useful. So farm that. You will need that for the blitz.
He gives 1.5 stats if you use him,
which will be which is just going to be great as well.
1.5
A lot of
points,
characters
yeah.
are boosted though. So, Blitz Battle free to play units from Emperor thing. Yeah, Shanks is 1.75 for Blitz.
You sure?
That's 1.5 point, bro. Someone take the hosting down. My man is lost in the sauce right now.
Basically, like all the Shankses, all the Big Mums, all the Blackbeards, all the Kaidos, Luffy, Zoro, X Drake, Rogue, like a bunch of different characters.
The worst gen, and then
boosted.
Sanji's chucked in there.
Sanji and Pudding are boosted. All like there's the Wedding Pudding who's really good. She's boosted.
They're all 1.3 times point boosters as well.
Yep.
So you can get a decent enough team. Again, like I said,
Trafalgar Laws are boosted too.
3-day blitz. So pretty standard for blitzes these days, being 3 days. Unfortunately, we'll never go back to the glory days of the 24-hour and
the 48-hour ones. Yeah,
48-hour blitzes. And it is point based, being the absolute almighty manuals being worth 100 points, and then obviously the worse the item, the less points you get. So
it's a shame because they'll never go back to the old style blitz battles.
It does mention that limit break crystals and jewels do drop. They are points, so that's going to be great. Just like if you're going to farm it casually for Chopper Man missions, hopefully you can farm a little bit of limit break materials.
You do 30 clears and you get a free legend from Chopper Man missions.
Perfect. So that's fine though. Wasn't Rice was like 50 clears for like 5 gems? It was terrible.
Yeah.
The Rice event was just dog shit.
That shit
was bad.
That shit sucked, bro. If that's about it, Blitz, what are you guys' thoughts? You're gonna farm it? You're gonna pull? Give me the rundown.
Who was it that won that race event?
Pardon?
Who was it that won that race event again?
Some fucking moron, that's for sure. Probably, are you gonna pull Cobb, or are you gonna farm? Are you gonna sprint? What are you gonna do, my guy?
I'll definitely farm. I don't know about pool. We'll see how we go. We'll cross that bridge when the big flashing tavern icons on my screen.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Dill?
I'll probably do some pulls, but not heaps because I'm saving for Luffy Zoro. I don't want to go under 1,000 gems. So
I feel like if you're gonna pull, a minimum of 2 would be like preferential because you get a guaranteed trusty character on
that.
The
that's basically what I was going to go for,
and that's going to be, and I think that will basically determine what you farm hard as well.
Yeah, it depends on how casual I farm as well. So we'll see.
Jobo, what about yourself, man?
Oh, I think that the second multi is not a guaranteed one of the new units. I think it's just any random trusty unit.
It's a blitz trusty character though, is what it mentioned.
Yeah, but that can include like.
No. Don't say that. Don't let me.
It is.
Oh my! Don't let
exact same thing.
Let me live in the illusion that they're actually
if you get a red, if you get a red, you can get like V2 Big Mom, Luffy Law, V2 Sanji.
Yeah.
All the legends that I do not give a shit about pulling.
They all suck.
But I did see that it's going to be like from Friday to Sunday, so I might do it. I might grind one of them.
You might see Joba up in the high ranks. Mean Machine, what are you going to do, man? What are your thoughts?
30 clears and I'm done.
I
don't want
to.
Man, ain't ranking.
Don't put yourself through it. Yeah.
Todd, what's up?
I think I'll be going and trying to get the. That's the thing. I'm just trying to figure out which title I want to get because I want to reach top 200 in one of them, but I just don't know which one because I like the Redhead Pirates. Kaido's Jolly Roger looks sick, but I'm also a big fanboy of Mr. Slam Jam. So do I got to rep the Big Mom Pirates?
Absolutely not. Fuck the Big Mom part.
That's what I was gonna say. Absolutely.
Category
Fuck the details.
Big Mom sucks. 100%.
I don't know. Maybe Redhead Pirates. I'll go for.
I might be the same. I might see you up there, dude.
So that's the thing. Everyone's going for the Redhead Pirates.
All right, fuck it. We're going Big Mom Pirates. You know what I'm saying?
Mom Pirates,
Every single one of us.
Represent top 200. All 6 of us here right now, baby.
Pirates. We could be the Blackbeard Pirates.
Hey, Blackbeard Pirates slept on, bro. I might need to slide in. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Me and Blackbeard look the exact same, dude. So I might need to rep my card. Anything else, guys, on Blitz? I don't know, man. Like Blitz, it's like I don't know. I'm so over point blitzes though. I'm so over.
I agree.
As I was saying before, I don't think they'll ever go back to the old style. Where
No,
it's
never.
based on clears. Like, that was so much better.
100%.
Yeah,
And
this one
it's
makes
not
it the most funny.
No one likes RNG.
See, like I get point blitzes like a fine. Like if
It's
you're
a way
gonna
for them
do it,
to monetize it, really. Like,
of course.
Yeah.
But like point blitz is gonna be fine. But I hate when it's a point blitz and then there's point boosted units as well. If you're gonna do like a point blitz and then just have it like pure luck, pretty much, like okay, like I guess you can
Goddamn,
run
Bill.
that. Bill, stop yapping, my guy.
That's my dog.
But if it's gonna be like point based, then just make it purely RNG and just like run it. You know what I mean? Like at least speed can play a big factor in that, because if you're running fast as someone else, like the chance of you getting more points than them is hopefully more likely, unless you're just incredibly unlucky and get really terrible drops the whole time. But as soon as you introduce point boosting, and then people are going to be pulling for units, and then someone who farms slower than you but has all the boosters can outpace you, it just turns into a mess, and I really don't enjoy like that kind of stuff. But we'll see how it goes. It's only 3 days though, so thank God for that.
The thing is like comparing this to like the Summer Girls Blitz battle.
Oh,
like
fuck that.
the generic rare recruits that you can pull from this banner, I feel like the summer rare recruits should have been like they're much cooler than
They're better, I'm fairly sure
than
as
the
well.
Capone, the Kid, and the Luffy artwork does look kind
The
of
Luffy
cool,
artwork
but-
is sick. I won't
Yeah.
lie, that shit hits. But
Man,
The other
I'm still
two is
missing
like-
those units.
Like even though Luffy's
they
the
took
highest
them.
point booster, it's actually better to get the Capone or the Kid because they're the ones with the best captain abilities. And
unless they
have-
pull some crazy shit where they buff the Luffy captain ability somehow.
it's not mentioned in the post, but I don't even know what the Luffy does for his cat.
Dude, the Kid and Capone go crazy though. Strength, Dex, and Psi by 4.5.
Yeah, it's like you just need one of those in your crew each, and then you get 4.5 to everyone. Like it's
And Dex is
really
filled by
good.
Shanks immediately. I'm fairly
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So like, you only get 4.5 times boost, which in itself is just a crazy. Like, it's very good
Yeah.
if you can get one of those. That's for sure. So fingers crossed. If you're gonna do pulls, go for it. I personally, I was gonna say something, but the comments might yell at me again for roasting the
I just
audience.
looked at the
so-
Luffy's captain ability. Recovers 3 times 8.
Okay, keep it
at the end of
moving.
each turn. That's it.
keep it moving, bro. Call it a day. Keep that shit moving, bro. That shit sucks.
He's got a good special though.
I might run the captain if I get it. Fuck it. Just for
you
the
get it.
memes.
Wait, you gonna
I-
summon?
Absolutely not. I would rather eat glue, which is what we're very good at here on Good Great Perfect. That's for sure.
Basically.
That's where I'd cut to a Clag commercial if they sponsored us. But no
Not
glue
yet, not yet. Baby steps.
no glue companies be reaching out though, so we'll get there eventually. I guess that does it for global. Global's got some really good things coming on. We've got a big ass maintenance after TM Halloween Nami. Make sure you get that shit farmed up, get your mill points, complete your unit, and then we can all sit and wait for the game to reopen up again. JP,
Yeah.
on the other hand, once again, just producing heat. And I guess the only reason they're producing heat is because it's Annie time, and we have the official title for Part 4 Annie, which is Dressrosa to Wano Country. Are you guys excited? Part 4 Annie? You guys keen? You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
I'll take that as an absolute excitement and joy, that's
Hell
for sure.
yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna be sick.
We got a limited rare recruit Lucy. That came out of the blue. I did not expect limited rare recruit Lucy to happen, but it ties in very well with the Battle for the Flame Fruit event. I don't even know. Is this a ranked event? Is this just like I don't know what it
it's
is.
Similar to a blitz battle. Similar.
There is 3 islands. There's a Rebecca, a Burgess, and a Diamante. The Diamante island being an unlockable island later on down the line. So I think that gives you different stuff. So I think the main 2 are Burgess and Rebecca. I don't know.
Yeah, the
I'm-
Burgess, the Rebecca, and the Diamante are all free to play. And then
Fantastic.
the
I
Lucy's
think
the
I've-
summonable unit.
I think they're pretty decent as well, though, from what I recall. So
Yeah, Rebecca's interesting.
this is what we need night.
Here's what it is, all
The,
the shit.
the big scoop.
I remember people were farming out the Rebecca, then they used her for the actual event. So
Actually, yeah, that's
she
what I
boosts the
recall.
color affinity of strength and psi by 1.5, and then if you hit 3 perfects, it's a 1.75 in the next turn. And then if your captain is strength or psi, you extend the duration of any attack buffs you have
That's really good.
by 2 turns.
That's really good.
So you can have a 1.5 color affinity and then extend whatever attack boost you use. So you'll have an attack boost and color affinity in 2 separate stages. It's pretty good.
Very
And
good,
with the
yeah.
sailor ability, if your captain's strength or psi, int are beneficial for your team, and then
shit.
reduces blindness by 5 turns as well.
All right,
which is
relax.
really good.
That unit's getting way too good for free to play unit. That's for sure. That's happening. That's getting exciting. We will skip the PvP stuff because other than
For
that,
now. We don't know as much as we could.
for PvP,
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'm excited for it either
No,
way.
we'll get. I mean, like we'll skip it for like the time being because there's like a few other little bits, and then we'll get because that'll be like the
That's the big thing.
that's
the
the
meat and
juice we'll
potatoes.
talk about. Because like other than that, JP didn't really produce much. I take it all back. Global server for the win, guys. Woo. There is a Sanji Pudding Sugar Fest. So that unit's finally coming out with like some crazy antics they're doing. So the Sugar Fest itself is powerhouse shooter and slasher units only, which is like pretty decent in itself. The Sugar Fest was pretty much a generic structure, so that's whatever. But alongside that, Kizuna Big Mum dropped, and holy shit, that's a good unit.
Holy crap, she is so
Kizuna
good.
Big Mum is crazy strong for a Kizuna unit again, and I think it's
She's
a
little
one-time unit too.
A little situational, but in that situation, she's like a god.
Just like the best for that situation. So
She's so good.
and they kind of slid in near Ray Judge as well. Like that is like they're like, here you go, guys. He's a strength
It's
Ray
a Neo
Judge.
story mode, I think.
Is it story mode or is it
Yeah,
Ray?
it's a story mode judge that got changed.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, cool. Neo story mode judge, guys, because that's what everyone wanted. that's for
what
sure.
we're all asking for.
But he's really good, and he's got like an effect that only works in Kizuna.
No, of course. But it's
Yeah.
free though, so hey, make sure you find that to make your life a little easier with Kizuna Big Mom.
I'm not too
Um,
sure, but he might be boosted in the event as well, so he gets
I
boosted.
believe he is, yeah.
Yeah, so that helps.
Sanji Pudding is boosted for 1.5 times tickets, as it is becoming quite often now that there will be a Kizuna unit for each Kizuna coming up. And then their captain just goes crazy. They get a 4.5 times captain for strength, dex, and quick, and then recovery by 1.75, and boost the chance to gain recovery orbs, make them beneficial for all characters. So it's just like a better Lucy, completely. Like, it's fucking amazing.
I mean,
Obviously, it is a Kizuna boosted one,
yeah.
but it really like shows how important like Sanji and Pudding are going to be later on down the line, because they're going to be absolutely perfect for Kizuna Big Mum. So make sure, hopefully, if you're pulling, you do pull them. I know Todd was crying about not pulling them in all of his free multis though.
So
So.
upset I don't have
Well,
them.
who has Sanji
I
Pudding?
have them.
Tilba, you do. Cobb,
No, I
I
don't
have
know.
them too.
Mean, do you have Sanji Pudding?
I have 2.
What? Oh my god!
dude. The
This
man that
guy.
spends nothing on the game gets the Sanji
Snatching them up. That's for sure, dude.
I mean, I did like 17 multis on that goddamn Suga, so I think I got them like
Wait, what?
twice.
Whoa!
Hold the phone.
No, wasn't it the one, like the support one that had a summer care comeback? I think that's where I got
Oh, that banner where it was all 30 gems.
it. Yeah.
I don't think that banner was. That banner didn't have Sanji Pudding on it though.
Was that
I'm
not the
pretty
one?
sure.
Because I got them from somewhere.
Wait, you have them or you don't have them?
Yeah, I do have them.
The free
I get-
multis that were available during Annie.
Oh,
When did they
I
debut?
guess.
Yeah.
They debuted with something. I can't remember what they debuted on.
It was random debut, wasn't it? It was like
Didn't
some
they
crazy.
debut with support abilities? Like the support banner?
No way.
I got a
I-
feeling it was before then.
I don't remember. Doesn't
Anyway,
matter.
I got 'em.
Either way, if you ever spent a
If
lot
you got
of
him, congratulations. But
This man did 17 multis to get that unit, so let's just keep
No,
it there.
I did 17 multis to get summer carrot, and then I didn't. At least they were all
Feels
30
good,
gems,
my
but
man.
it still really hurt. It's the story of my life.
Dude. But now you got a job though, and then that job is still essential somehow. So good.
I know.
Shout out to that guy.
Shit.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Pirate Festival PvP new game mode from Bandai OPTC. It is time.
I'm
We're
so
looking
pumped.
at a brand new game mode. All right, what are we coining it? Are we calling it Pirate Festival or are we calling it PvP?
I mean, PvP is easier. I
PvP.
suppose.
Yeah, I'd say PvP.
All right,
I think
you
we
heard
should
it.
come up with a cooler name, but I don't have one right now.
It's
Bro, you know the community is gonna be like, call it Pie Fest or something like that, like combining both, like they love to with dual units, you know. So they're gonna
Yikes.
combine it together. Pie Fest PvP. Well, with Pie Fest PvP, it's a it's a new game mode coming to version 10.0, which is basically going to be the update that brings us 6th Annie. So we still don't know what 6th Annie Legend is going to be. We can still keep contemplating for all we know, but this is going to be the new game mode. And we got a little bit of information with the update to the website, but then we got V-Jump scans, which really expanded on what this game mode is going to be. So just like a basic structure of it, it's going to be an 8 versus 8 battle, where we believe that the 5 units that are actually in the battle are like the main units, and then you have 3 subs, where I guess we're kind of like like running across that line. The way that it kind of works is it'll all be auto, so there will be no interaction from you other than starting the battle or initiating the battle itself. I think there's a lot of contemplation to whether or not you can use specials or like you have to activate the
Yeah.
unit
I
special.
feel like there has to be some sort of interactivity from the player.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm
it'll
hoping-
automatically go.
I was hoping it'd be something like I don't know if you're familiar with Teamfight Tactics, where it's like a sort of a card game, sort of not really a card game, more like a chess sort of game, where
I
you
feel like
sort
it's
of
going to be like that though, because the way that it looks structured, like the way you place your units is going to really depend. Because they do mention it in that Luffy, he does a specific thing to like a line of characters like that. So
Yeah,
like,
like the front row or some.
yeah,
shit
so like
that,
it's gonna be interesting like to do that, and not like it's just gonna be wilding. Three
I'm hoping
preliminary
that-
rounds. Sorry, go ahead, Cobb.
yeah, I'm just hoping that leads to sort of like a more team building, in depth, like tactics and things like that. Because I think that's something the game
fucking
severely
mess.
lacks.
and some sort of way, like where characters are not useful currently on Treasure Cruise, perhaps their PvP ability is going to be crazy, right? So they'll have
Very
more
ideal.
uses. Yeah,
If like, okay, this unit is now a PvP unit. This unit is really bad PvP, but very
Like,
good in
just
clearing content.
hypothetically out of the blue, like let's say like Kingdu, like no one likes Kingdu, no one uses Kingdu as a
Favorite unit in the
replica,
game. What the hell?
but like maybe his special ability like insta kills like a certain type of enemy or insta kills an enemy or some
Jeez.
shit. Like I don't know, just
Yeah.
saying something like that.
Been race shopping that guy for the
all-
last 3 years.
All I'm saying is just wait for the PvP unit banners, where you have to do
Oh,
pulls
no.
to compete. It's gonna be really fun.
What did I write last night? I was like, there's like limited rare recruit banners, there's PvP banner or potentially PvP banners, Kizuna, regular Sugos, supports. There's like it's gonna be like an endless cycle forever and ever, pretty much with banner upon banner upon banner. It won't stop at the end of the day, which is what they
And at
want.
the end of
you
the
know?
day, you don't really have to pull on the banners. It's just like we're like accustomed to summoning on these goddamn banners.
It's just
now.
going to be assumed that there's going to be some. I mean, they could pull a fast one and say we're going to be nice and not have PvP banners, but the chances of that are pretty much zero. I'm just going to put it out there right
Yeah,
now.
I would agree.
The kind of structure you go into, so it's actually really well set out. It's a completely different UI thing to what TC has ever done. I think it's like it looks really good. I like from the screenshots we saw. I think it looks great UI from a UI standpoint. So you enter the battle, and I'm going to assume that at the start of every reset, I'm going to assume it's going to work like season wise or weekly wise or however it's going to rank and do stuff. There's going to be 3 preliminary rounds, and if you win one of those rounds, you proceed to the final stage. However, if you manage to lose all 3 rounds, it means you have to get good pretty much
Yep.
and pull more. But if you don't win any of those rounds, you still continue to participate in an exhibition stage, which also gives you rewards. So the rewards coming from this are going to be tokens and tickets. It's basically recolored of the Kizuna stuff, but that's fine. Like we're accustomed to these tokens and these tickets as well. And then from that, I'm gonna put it out there that I think the whole idea of the finals and then the exhibition will be the finals will actually be ranked, whereas the exhibition is just gonna be whatever it is. Unless they might have 2 separate rankings where finals has its own ranking and exhibition has its own ranking. What do you guys think?
Well, or you could have every time you play a match, you earn a certain amount of points. Whether that's like maybe how much damage you dealt, how much time it took you to clear, how many enemies you killed with a certain unit, or like how many of your characters stay alive. Like there might be some sort of algorithm that calculates points, and then from that in a season you're ranked up in that sort of way. Another thing as well is you can only do 3 battles per day. It mentions.
Yes.
So we don't know if you can refill that stamina with gems, because if you can, that kind of makes it extremely pay to win.
There was a gem button there, and I don't think anyone. I tried looking at it, really like, bro. I was looking at it for like 3 hours, just trying to like write it out in Japanese to figure it out. But no one knows if that's a refill or if that's a like takes you to the island or like whatever it is.
Like the
So
rewards tab or something.
yeah, it'd be interesting. Hey, it could be the rewards tab too. That's for sure, because
And
you get
another
to
thing, like,
spend those tickets on the
We
reward.
don't even know how the gameplay functions right now, because we do know
No.
it's auto, but as we said, we don't know if it's like if there's any interactivity with the player, whether they activate characters or you can switch characters around mid-fight or something. Another thing I was thinking of as well is it could be similar to like Naruto Blazing in a way
Oh
where they
no.
have like a speed factor, and if a character is faster, they can attack more often. And that's what I was talking about right before we started recording this. I was talking to Pappy, and I said they might introduce like some sort of new cotton candy, because according to the stat screen on PvP, I think there's like a speed stat,
Speed stat, yeah.
which is why I think that's going to happen. And they might introduce speed cotton candies, which could, if you level
And then
that
you can
up,
plus 300.
Yeah, well, I think that'd be a good idea. That really would be a good
Like that's
idea.
the only way to plus 300 is if you add like one of those extra stats to, or like if you add the speed stat to the
I
character.
feel like that speed stat's gonna be upgraded via you getting the flags. So
That's also a potential, yeah.
the flags is a new power up system that lets you power. I think this is the new power up system
Yeah,
that was
it
part
is.
of
It has
the
to be.
that was part of the menu that was teased for a long time as well. That lets you power up units and their abilities, and I'm assuming their attack, their defense. They did mention defense and speed, so I'm assuming that my assumption is that those flags are going to contribute to those stats, and obviously once you max it out, the unit's going to have a cap on their speed, and then maybe later down the line they introduce a candy or another upgrade that lets you push that speed further or push the attack further of a unit or something like that.
Even if they did do like speed cotton candy, like I personally wouldn't mind it if they only kept it at plus 200. So you just have to remove HP candy. So you'd go full attack, full speed. But I know a lot of people
more
hate that.
tanky, so you could put like
Yeah.
you put maybe recovery means defense, something like that. So
Yeah, we don't really know.
we know nothing, which is the unfortunate
I
part because
mean, by the time the next podcast comes around, we will have the details.
we will be
Hopefully.
I'll be switching JP rank 1 PvP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There you go.
So yeah, so you get those colored flags. I think you get them via the tickets, the rewards. I'm assuming the rewards are gonna be things like limit break material and like the generic kind of stuff. But one of the really cool things is that they're introducing a Farmville style like resource island, and
Yeah.
this resource island has a bunch of stuff. So XP items like lobsters and such, evolvers, berries, limit break materials, gems, and stamina. We finally have a passive way to, not a passive way other than waiting time. I mean, technically it is still waiting time, but to get more stam via this via the resource island. And it has been mentioned that you use, okay, there you go. It has been mentioned that you use tickets to power up those islands. I'm assuming either being give you more materials or shorten the time in terms of getting those rewards back. I think it's great. I think
We Clash of Clans now.
bro, I'm gonna get level 6 gem tree. What you
They
guys
did
doing
mention that
first?
you have to use the tickets that you get from PvP. You use the tickets to level up those islands, so that might be like reducing the time in order to pick up items or enhance the amount of items you get from those resource islands.
It's definitely gonna be the case.
Yeah,
like, I mean, I guess it's gonna be interesting to see like how long that gem tree starts at. Because if it starts at any more than 24 hours, that's ridiculous.
I assume at max it's going to be like maybe probably once every 24 hours you can get 2 gems at max. I don't think it's going to be too crazy.
Bro, imagine every 6 hours you pop in one
Dude.
gem.
Oh, that would be insane.
Bro, we'd go back to the days where we set alarms.
Set alarms.
It's
I'd
worth
set an
it,
alarm
though.
every 6 hours for a gem, but pop, all right, sick, bro. That'd be crazy though, because you jump to like 6 to 7 gems a day rather than the usual 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Like, and then that would guarantee you like a multi, like at least a 30 gem multi every week more, which would be fantastic.
Hey, it'd be good for our free to play friends, yeah?
Be great for the
100%.
economy.
Okay, relax about the economy there, buddy. We know that's a touchy subject amongst everyone, especially Bandai, that's for sure. With characters, so the characters aren't going to be categorized, at least from what we assume, into like their regular like powerhouse, fighter, shooter, etc. But they're going to be done as like attack, defense, healing, support, and then debuff. It's in Japanese, it is obstruction, but
Yeah, obstruction.
I think everyone's kind of like copacetic and is going to say probably a debuff kind of class, and
Makes
that's
sense.
really interesting. So it's going to be interesting to I'm hoping that the team building becomes like really like crazy, and you get to you'll have people that come with crazy compositions that that actually do things.
It's actually super interesting, right? Because now it's 8 versus 8, and before, when you're building a team, you only build 5 characters, and then obviously you have a friend captain. This time, you get 8 of your own characters. So it's going to be interesting to see how synergy works, because of course characters don't have the same abilities as generic play. PvP will alter their abilities, so characters will have different abilities. It means they might work with different units, and I don't know how it's going to play out. And another thing as well is the characters that they're showing off on the PvP with those new straw hats.
And Ace as well. Don't forget that Ace as well.
The new Ace that's available from the PvP shop.
Yep.
Which we don't know what he does yet. But someone made a good point. I don't remember where I saw it, but you know, people were suspecting that these new Straw Hats were going to be like the 6th anniversary batch or something. It actually makes sense that they're not going to be because this PvP thing's supposed to be out on the 27th.
Which is before 690.
Before the 6th anniversary. So I don't
So,
really know if I don't know how this is
I
going to
feel
work.
like they'll be free to play. I don't know. I have a
I
feeling
would like them to be
they'll
free to play. Yeah.
They'll be free to play. That's for sure.
That'd
I
be
don't know. Dill's clicking on something sporadically. That's
He's
for sure.
playing Minecraft.
Yeah, I've got the Minecraft open.
This fucking guy.
Playing Minesweeper.
I'm actually paying attention though, which is
That's
not
cat.
because whereas if I'm playing Treasure Map, I don't pay attention because I just like laser focus on Treasure Map.
That's
You
for
just
sure.
end up on autopilot.
Yeah, pretty much.
This man's auto clicking fucking diamonds out here. That's for sure. So, but
No, I'm fixing
So,
up the shit that people broke.
so like the composition that they had was like 2 attack units, 1 defense, 1 healing, and then a debuff. So like I'm gonna assume that that's gonna be a pretty generic like lineup that you're gonna run with. 2 units to do a lot of damage, obviously a healing unit to like heal everyone up, maybe a support unit that boosts attack or increases defense. Because there were also like 2 images in the bottom left hand corner of the screen that had like a miss and there was an arrow fading down, facing downwards.
I watched Todd's video on it, and I liked what he like the way he was like explaining it, like what he thought it might be.
It was like it's crazy.
Because obviously, yeah. Once again, need to reiterate, we don't have the details, but yeah, like there's 2 arrows. There's like 1 arrow pointing to your team, and then there's 1 arrow pointing outwards. So I feel like it's showing like the timeline of attacks that have happened.
Mm.
That could be
Timeline attacks would make sense, but maybe the miss is just purely a debuff. They could be buffs and debuffs down there as well, because that's what it is in the general game sense. I don't know what CPT means.
I'm actually looking at the
but-
screenshot right now. It actually looks like Luffy and Zora are attacking at the same time.
Maybe their
Like
speed,
this
maybe
like
both their
tandem
speed is
attacks?
higher. Or maybe there's
Bring back
tandem. Tandem.
Oi, if they're free to play, you can make them tandems.
Man has big brain. Man has big brain right now.
There you go.
Tandem orbs are coming back.
This
You heard it
cannot
here
be
first.
debunked.
Tandem orbs are coming back. Remember in episode 4 where we designed the tandem slasher team?
That was
That's
great.
it.
That was
That's it.
amazing.
They're
If you
coming
haven't
back.
seen that, go watch
Go
that.
watch
It's a very,
this.
very
Just
good
listen to
episode.
the start of that video because that's probably the best podcast start we've had in a while, dude. Episode 4. But yeah, like Todd said, Straw Hats. So all the Straw Hats will be getting a Fisherman Island style unit. So all their costumes and all that stuff from Fisherman Island. I think it's safe to say that that's not 690. I think it's very safe to say they might pull a fast one and then make it 680 somehow, but maybe the units are like pullable on 690.
Todd's
But
just shaking his head like it's gonna be them.
but see, we're all shaking our heads though. If that's the fucking 680 legend, I'm done.
I'd be so disappointed.
I'm dropping the stack on Shanks' crew and calling it a day. Like what? Like hello? Why would you pull for
watch
that?
them be
Like,
absolutely busted though.
oh, of course they're going to be.
Yeah.
But that art is worse than fucking Kung Fu Luffy, and that's saying something.
Oh, that's a stretch. No pun intended.
Oh god.
Hold on, run it. Hey,
So
run it
pun
back.
intended.
Hey, run it back. And then I guess like the final thing is the ability screen. So it's kind of split up into so it's a completely different screen to the one you see when you press and hold on a character in your character box, right? So it says their special at the top, their ability, which is their Pirate Festival ability, their attack pattern, which I think is really interesting, their attack instructions, which is really interesting, and their resistances. So from that Luffy, his special is a medium range sideways attack that does 2,000 fixed damage. Now, 2,000 fixed damage isn't that much.
Generically, you think that's trash.
That might just be a one-hit kill, though. You know, because if we're basing that 2,000 on, like, let's say a character's HP, maybe characters, like, you know, obviously, like, when you look at, like, HP of a lot of units, it does hover around the 2,000 plus range.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no, like, buffed, like, there's no, like, captain's ability where they buff HP by 1.5. It's just pure, like, whatever the unit stats are, like, your unit stats are. So if you've given them HP and attack handy, obviously the HP and attack is higher than a regular. It seems like it's going to be based off raw stats.
This is actually super interesting because this is like a brand new meta. Like it's like a new game inside.
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, it can like it can make or break it.
That's what I was about to say. 100%. Like, if this game becomes pure free to, pay to. I was gonna say pure free to play. It's a bad thing. If it becomes pure pay to win, it's gonna suck. Because like the chances of you getting into the actual like finals, if you're coming up against 3 opponents that have all the pay to win units, you're never gonna win. I mean, very rarely on off chances potentially if you have a smart team composition.
It's so bizarre.
But very
to me because,
rarely.
like every unit in the game, they would have had to have made separate PvP abilities for. Like this must have like absolutely taken so much time.
This must be like a really long time in the waiting.
I guess that's why it took them 6 years to implement. You know what I mean? Like,
They've
but
been
hey,
working
we
on
don't,
this
we
from
don't know
day
that
dot.
though. Maybe they had PvP in mind. Like, let's throw out an arbitrary number, like 5th Annie, and then every unit that they've been releasing, like they've written up like a PvP structure.
Yeah, maybe.
Just to have it alongside it too, because like I'm sure once you start rolling the ball with units, you can come with ideas, and I'm sure in their heads they had ideas for potential team compositions. Let's say Luffy does a mid-range sideways attack, and then Frankie's support is to boost special damage by fixed 1,000. So now Luffy does 3,000. You know.
This Frankie's a defense type. This new one.
Ooh,
So,
the support.
maybe.
I think it's support. I don't know.
He's a defense type.
I just
Okay.
really hope that in the team building, it's not like you must have 2 attackers, you must have 2 supports.
Do
Like,
that. That's gonna be stupid. 'Cause I want to run a
hope
full
that it's
debuff composition and just mess
Bruh,
with people's heads.
just bring like the 1 attacker, all supporters, and just hit like a
heal,
truck.
dude.
What if they literally don't have every unit in the game ready for PvP and they restrict the units you can bring?
Oh, I could see that being a thing.
I want that though.
And then they'll release waves of like, oh, now this batch of characters you can use.
Yeah, you can use this batch, but you can't use the old batch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good
like
thing because
season sort
it
of thing.
forces players to come
Well-
up with new ideas.
There's that, but then I also think that what if they do make everything available, but then during certain seasons, certain characters have boosted effects or boosted stats?
No, I don't want boosted effects.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah.
No, that would suck.
But like,
want-
it's
I
something
want a
you can see them
strict list.
doing.
Yeah,
I
you
want
can-
to, obviously, like everything that they've been doing in the game is like you have everything available, and then you have boosted you. It's not very often that they just cut out units completely.
Yeah,
Like you can run TM with the best teams if you really wanted to, but you're gonna get no points.
exactly. Right.
You know. But I would really hope that they said, okay, all Luffy units are available, but you can't use any Zoros. Or something along those lines. Like only specific characters are available, but all their subset characters are like available. Like, all Luffy's are available to use, but you can't use any Zoro units like that. Well, they just completely cut it out.
So, but what if it's like Luffy Zoro, like dual unit?
Maybe it's
Like
allowed at that
Counter-Strike.
point because Luffy. It depends on what the main one is. I guess maybe they've determined
So,
that
like,
somehow.
Or like they prevent swapping.
And maybe they do that as well.
Yeah, we don't know how dual units are going to work in this type of event.
There's a
That's
lot of questions right
point.
now.
All I know is I'm excited to see people get clapped by degenerate teams on Twitter. It's going to be very exciting.
But see, the thing is, it's going to work like any PvP in any game, where like some outlet, like Mean Machine makes a vid. He's like best PvP team, and then everyone runs that, and then us smart guys just build a team to counter that team, and we win.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
feel like
Smart.
Meme Machine puts out a video and he's already got the counter team ready, so he's just shifting the meta for himself.
Put the team out to tease everyone and make them use it, and you're like, bet. It's fine.
250 IQ man over here.
Free wins, that's for sure, dude. I don't know though.
That's the thing as well. Is like we don't really know what these characters are going to do because we only have Luffy stats and abilities at the moment. Like this, and I assume this is the new Luffy that's coming out. So
It'd be weird
looks
if
like
it
he's gonna be a
wasn't.
type character.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
did mention, so like obviously on top of that, his actual ability is we didn't even mention the timer. So from what we assume, it's gonna be 100 seconds because the clock was at 85. It'd be very weird to be 90. 100's more rounded out, but
99
like
or 100, one of the two. Yeah.
90 would also make sense because then it's a minute and a half tops.
Mm.
But it's so like from what I translated, which is a little bit different. It's like for 30 seconds after the battle has started, boost the crit chance for side characters. I think that's what I kind of read, but it's something to do with crit though, which is really cool. Because
So
like,
critical attacks.
but does limit break like abilities play a factor now if they have the crit ability?
Well, it's not on their
Does
stats screen for PvP, so
True,
probably
true.
not. Yeah, because
see,
that's kind of weird then. Because I'd feel like you should get something if you're rainbowing a character that should have an advantage over.
Yeah.
Imagine a unit that had enrage in PvP.
Oh god.
Like you'd run shit if you had max enrage on some units.
Or even
This is I reckon this if the limit break takes into effect with like if you like enrage, then you also got stuff like the defensive shield. Sometimes units that have 2 defensive shields of 2 different colors might come in really clutch.
Oh, actually, hold on. That's
true.
that's
like,
really
like Legend
smart.
Brook.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
That'd be a waste if they didn't introduce that at all, though. Like
yeah,
it
like they
would
do
be.
half damage to those whatever shield they have.
Yeah, whatever the percent reduction is from your limit break.
Yeah, exactly.
Is also reduced to them. See, it'd be a shame if they didn't bother with anything like that. And I feel like they're not going to. I don't know.
Another thing on that stat screen, I remember that you mentioned it, Pappy. Like they've got an attack order.
Yes,
they've got a set pattern of the way that the unit attacks.
So that pattern for Luffy, what we know is normal attack, strong attack, full power attack. So I'm assuming that this is where speed plays a factor in terms of how often that Luffy moves.
Potentially.
And if speed plays a factor, I reckon it's going to be like a list where obviously the highest speed unit goes first, followed by the next one, followed by and then it resets that list.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
So maybe you can build some team compositions that are really slow, but like do like one hits. It's like you can somehow make like a one hit team.
Yeah, this could breed some like crazy strategies because like if you know Luffy's next attack is his full power, like maybe you could run a support unit that buffs that Luffy's attack for that next hit or something like that to make his hit do a lot, or like we don't know.
I feel like that's way too big brain for this mode though. You know what I mean?
Dude, do you reckon so stuff like the support Sabo, for example, on like do you reckon he'd be really good for this kind of stuff then?
Well, it depends if you can put support units.
Yeah,
on
if you can even
characters.
use support.
Yeah,
I feel like this is where supports will be their own units though, and they'll be like support classes in the game where they'll boost like they'll be big boosters, and then his attack instruction is attack nearby enemies. So that's where Todd was mentioning that it kind of looks like there's 2 rows.
Yeah, so some of those might just be support only.
Yeah, and I think like I believe it was like 2 at the front, 3 at the back. Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be the opposite way around. One of those 2 orientations.
It was 5 at the front, 3 at the back.
But like no, I mean like
on the actual field.
on the actual like fight.
Oh, I can't remember.
I think it was 2 and 3, maybe. Someone can fact check that while we keep going.
I think
but,
it's 3 and 2.
Yeah, that actually makes more sense, honestly. But that whole idea of attack nearby enemies really brings into the idea of like positioning your units.
Yeah.
Because if you put Luffy at the front, he can potentially attack all 3 units at the front. But if you put him to the side, he can only attack 2 units. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh yeah, like if you guys have ever played like in Gen 5 where like you play triple battles. You know, yeah, Pokemon on the left hand side cannot hit the very right hand side. Pokemon
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's and the resistance is blank. So I'm assuming that there'll be some characters that have like resistance to particular colors,
or maybe like resist paralysis, or
yeah. Hold on, that's a whole other can of worms though. Like.
Yeah.
Will there be units that paralyze?
We're gonna be here all night.
We could be. That's what I think.
There's so many options.
People that aren't excited for this, I don't know, man. Like I think it's gonna be really exciting now, but I guess like we mentioned, it does all come down to how they push this.
The execution of it.
Yeah, like we could be overhyping it, and it's just like the most plain mundane
plain shit
system ever. Yeah.
Then there'll be like an auto team builder. You just hit auto, and it puts like a bunch of units together.
Like, even like a game like 7 Deadly Sins has that, like an auto team where it just puts your highest stat characters. Yeah, right. So that could be a thing.
I don't know, man. There's a lot to this.
We just don't know.
Like,
fingers crossed that it's good fun though.
I want to know more.
I mean, just the ability screen alone is crazy. So I think from that screen we'll look like, because Todd mentioned like we saw stats and stuff. So it did show the attack, defense, and speed of the unit, I believe. And HP, obviously,
and recovery,
of that unit.
I think something like that. Yeah,
something like that. And then it had like each of those, like, so it has special ability, like being 2 different things. So like their unit special, the unit's actual ability, their attack pattern, their instructions, and then the resistance.
Say? What does that mean?
That said attack nearby enemies. That's it for Luffy.
Huh. Okay.
That's where I was saying like the whole idea of like the triple battle system. Where like if you
Right.
put him in the front, in the middle, he can potentially attack all 3 enemies, but if you put him on the side, he can only attack the nearest 2.
Yeah, because like maybe you'll have a character that'll be like can only hit the same position unit on the enemy side of the field or
Exactly.
something like that.
Or can hit all units.
And that would be interesting if you like on the fly you can change positions of characters.
See, but I feel like
That would be like pretty complex.
I feel like the whole idea of doing that just like removes the idea of having the auto system though. Like if the whole fact that they've kept on repeating it's auto really means that it's gonna be like a hand like me when Job and I were playing Dun Memo, that whole PvP thing was just like you set up your unit, you set up how you want them to attack by like there's a preset list of like ways that they attack where they buff or they heal or they debuff, and then the battle just goes and then the units play out or
Right.
completely out of hand. The only thing you do is you start the battle and then obviously you go to the next one.
Well,
And
that's
I feel
another
like
thing as well.
that's
is,
what they're
like,
gonna do.
If you have some sort of way to customize a unit, like yeah, what if you have a unit that's a healer, but then you could change him to be a buffer or something like that? It'd be cool if you could change their kit.
Like,
you know?
maybe with like maybe the introduction of like the flags though.
The flags
Maybe-
seem to be like just materials. It seems.
But like so like from what we saw, there was like it said for the specials like 3 out of 10 or something like that, along those lines. Right? So I'm assuming once you fill up that bar, it boosts something, or like the flags might be a skill up chance on those things, which would be kind of crazy because you'd have to farm for flags, and then you'd have to.
I just put in the general chat there.
Okay, yeah. So it it boosts the specific ability, and that one there is like 1300 fixed damage, and that's
yeah,
level 5.
That's the Luffy ones. Yeah,
But then it says CT26.
like what's
Now
CT stand for?
is that like a turn counter?
Count
Like
turns.
that only pops after 26 seconds? I'm thinking
I'm
that
not-
might be it. That might be the time, dude.
I think it'd be like cooldown timer or something like that.
Yeah, that
if I had
makes
to
a
guess.
lot of sense.
I feel like
that's
yeah.
time.
I feel like it takes 26 seconds at level 5 or
Yeah.
26 ticks or 26 turns or whatever it is.
Because when you look at, I'll post this in the chat in a second. Because
Like I feel like that's how it worked though. Because then that'd just be taking away like that then is a similar interaction to that of specials.
so you have a health bar and then you have like a cooldown timer, right?
And that
Yeah.
so I'm assuming that after 20, so if your Luffy's at level 5, after 26 seconds, the Luffy uses the ability.
And you see above the icon, like all the icons that are highlighted there, like you got
That looks-
that's HP, attack, recovery. I think that's defense, and then another icon.
Maybe they're like what has been buffed.
Maybe I don't know. It's
There's so much to go through though. Like there's a lot. Like the flags are like bronze, silver, gold, so obviously more XP for each of them. We have no idea whether the reward shop's going to offer gems, limit break material, general XP materials as well. Maybe candy, probably. A tome's going to play a factor. Like socket's going to matter at all. Like
good point.
there's a lot to this whole PvP system that really like makes it interesting.
It could bring
Hopefully
a
it
whole
says
new
it-
meta to tomes. Like it could make poison
Oh.
resistance and weather resistance more like
Oh, and then
warranted.
And then we have to factor in the idea that they've been introducing the new limit break ability. So it has to have it though, right? The ship resistance and sailor bind.
Oh yeah, there's new ones. Yeah.
So now there's going to be like PvP ships.
Well, then again,
like,
we do see that on the screenshot there is no ship on the screen. So
what do you think that ship bind is for though? Surely it has to be for this. Maybe sailor bind is for this one, and ship binds for something else for 6 Annie?
yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
I don't know, man.
Too many questions, not many answers.
No,
So,
man.
we're-
Hopefully
oh,
we're not just overhyping it.
I'm going to put the caveat now that we know nothing. We literally know whatever
Nobody knows
information.
anything.
Yeah,
And
we
before we got everything correct.
We know less than usual.
Bro, Bandai I just got a notification.
Dude,
Hold on.
I'd love if our I'd love if a lot of this was correct and people are like, oh.
I think the CT is bang on though. I think that's correct, 100%.
Yeah, like a countdown timer. Yeah.
That makes the most sense. Cobb, good man, good job, bro. Man did it. My man big brained it, bro. But yeah, caveat. Obviously, we have no knowledge. We're gonna these are all our thoughts and opinions. That's about it though. Anyone else got anything to say on PvP before we get into some questions?
Nah, that's all good.
I'm excited. I'm nervous, but excited.
I'm excited, and yeah, so I'm the exact same. I'm concerned that they're gonna, because
I'm not getting my hopes up.
yeah, like Dill said, it's complete make or break. If this PvP mode sucks, OPTC might as well be dead. Like, honest to God, like
It might
this
be it.
PvP mode is like,
Make or break.
But I gotta say
Is
that
it-
I
is
am
it?
I am really happy that they are trying something
100%.
crazily new. Like this is really, really, really new. So
You have to give props to the company.
I
Like,
wonder
they're
if they know
probably
how risky this is too.
oh yeah, 100% to introduce PvP like 6 years in. Like, it's a big risk that they're taking here, and it could turn out like this could shift. Like, if PvP becomes very popular and everyone hops on it, you're not gonna mind farming TM and Kizuna to get to the next PvP. Like, you're gonna get excited for PvP. And that's gonna probably enhance your whole experience because you're gonna like, oh, the new Kizu unit's boosted on PvP. Like, it's gonna be I want to get that unit, or the TM unit's really good this month's PvP or whatever it is.
another
So-
thing as well is like I wonder, like, because we already said about dual units and how they're gonna work, but what about captain actions? Are they gonna work as well? The super typing, is that gonna be functional in PvP?
Also true.
Mm.
And there's also like the whole point system and rank that is going to obviously play a factor. I'm assuming that like rank 1's going to be exactly like rank 1 in terms of like TM and Blitz. And then also there's been a lot of buzz as well. Like, will people be able to mod this? I know that's like a pretty taboo
Shit.
point, but like, will people be able to mod?
Fuck, I hope not.
I'm gonna
like-
catch Mean Machine modding, I reckon.
100%. Mean Machine's modding. There's no way he's not modding, dude.
I can't wait to wreck some noobs.
Job, I reckon Job's gonna play his first PvP match and cop the biggest L in his life of all time.
Job
dude.
is just gonna make a full team of waifus.
And he's gonna win. He's gonna come rank 1. Yeah,
Rank
we come
one.
back to the next podcast, like episode like 200. We're like, yeah, all right, guys, we make another episode of Good Great Perfect. Job came first in PvP. Like, what the fuck is going
Again.
Job came first again. I think it's time to quit the game.
on?
Damn.
Another thing I was also thinking about is this is a really good way to make older characters like really good. Like I said before with Kingdo and stuff, but even like the legends, because the legends are the big one. Like characters like
Yeah.
version 1 Whitebeard. No one's using version 1 Whitebeard.
V1
Boa.
Lucci.
Like, yeah, Lucci's like
Maybe
another
he
big
becomes
one.
the best PvP unit though. You don't know. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
like what if Lucci, like, he normally increases the chance of matching orbs? What if he reduces the cooldowns of your character's specials or some shit? Like he increases the speed.
So
or
he does something ridiculous.
One of the
Like,
patches they rolled out was like they started with like no legends because it's like when the game first started, you could only use those sort of units. And then like
True.
it progresses like that. They slowly release it in like batches of like the
now
actual batches that
Whitebeard's
came
the
out in those
main
order.
character, and then
Yeah.
like Rayleigh is, and then if Shanks is ever a boosted unit, I'll never be able to play with him because I don't have him. God, it's gonna be something special, and I really hope they don't fuck it up. I'm fingers crossed, man,
Yeah, I
because
hope it's good.
this could shake like TC's player base in
Yeah, 'cause
either a very positive or a very, very negative way.
Because of how crazily new this gameplay mechanics are. Like it's awesome that it is something this new, because every time we get a new mode, it's the same gameplay as regular treasure cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
repackaged, rewrapped.
Yeah, exactly, right? So
Also, the thing that sucks though is we're not going to be able to like be meta creators, because a lot of people are going to follow. Like, obviously, we're going to create our own metas, like for our own like team comps. But a lot of people are just going to follow. All right, what was good on JP? If they're going to do the whole idea of like boosted PvP units, oh, what was good on JP? This was boosted, so we'll build this team was quite strong during it and such. So
yeah.
it's going to be really cool to have like Reddit threads of like people's like compositions and why, and I can't wait to read like a bunch of broken famous. Shout out to that guy. His Reddit posts when it comes to the PvP shit as well. Hopefully down the line.
Or
So
like, even for like future super evolutions, because if future super evolutions get like new abilities for regular play, how their PvP
it'll
abilities
reflect. It
translate?
has to reflect in PvP.
Yeah,
That's
right.
the thing.
So it's gonna be interesting how everything goes from here on out. Yeah,
Everything
and
is
even
gonna
like
have-
future Sugo Fest batches that get released, like
Yeah,
how
it's
they-
gonna
how
make
they
the
gonna
whole
focus
idea
it
of
for
pulling
PvP.
different. It's gonna
Mm.
make the whole idea of like, I guess now you can kind of like split off into what kind of player you want to be. If you want to be a PvP centric player, or like you want to be a ranking player in terms of like PvE style, or like ranking style. Like, it's gonna
It
really like
depends.
open up.
because we
Yeah.
don't know if this is going to be available 24/7 or if
I
it's
was
going to be
gonna
like for a
say.
week.
I
it's gonna
don't
be
think it
open.
is. I think it's going to be
Like,
a
it could be like World Tournament on Dokkan. It's there for a week or however long, like whatever, how many
What
days.
do you guys think
and then
is
it
like?
goes away.
What do you guys think is like a long enough time for PvP to be around?
Well, you
Like,
only get
let's say
three.
a seasonally
You only
wise.
get 3 battles per day. So
Yeah, I don't like that. 3 battles per day.
3 battles per day. Let's assume A, B, and C, like the preliminary ones, are the first day. You do those 3. So that's the first 3. If we say it's a week, what is that? 21 battles total for a week. Is that enough?
But like, what if I want to try out a new team or something
Yeah.
like that? Like
It'd be good if it was
try
like a
new
test
mechanics.
thing. Yeah.
Do you like? What
They
do you
might
think?
increase it later on.
How many battles do you think is enough though? Like that would be satisfying enough to like play with. That'd be like fair enough for ranking.
At least 5 per day.
Do you think?
I
if they
think
did
3
a-
per day is enough, but maybe 50 total. 50 total battles. I'd be like, what, 15 to like 18 days,
Well,
so like 3 weeks.
That's another interesting thing as well, because if they just limit the amount of battles that any player can have, then that really makes the ranking interesting.
Winning all 3 of your battles a day, you're not going to rank high.
Poppy, what would you think if they did it again, Dan Memo? Where like you have like a certain amount of passes and then they refresh over time, or you can use gems to refresh.
Honestly, that system was good because every couple of hours you could do another fight, and I feel like that's just gonna. I have a feeling that it's like 3 every 24 hours. So every 8 hours you get one, kind of like the Kisnistam. Every 2 hours you get one. So maybe after every 8 hours you can run it again. I don't know. Like it's
And
really
then buy
hard in that
gem
sense.
packs. Gem packs that give you
Yeah.
potions.
No, see the
PvP
thing.
potion.
Oh no! There it is, dude.
Oh boy.
That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have PvP potions.
And when we another potion, they'll make it something else. Like they'll make it something, but it won't be like a potion. It'll be, I reckon, because they
don't
want
know.
they want you to identify potions with Kisuna.
True. Put some PvP
But
something.
then again, then we
Pirate
have like
Festival
training
something.
drinks for limit break.
That's
A
also
drink and a
true.
potion are different, Todd. Obviously,
They are
Duh.
different.
Can we get a PvP milkshake?
Hey,
I can see that being a thing. Or they can make the shit out of 4Kids a PvP lollipop.
Yeah, well, we
Ooh,
got cola for ships. So
true.
pack,
when's-
of, pack of fags.
Gatorade.
Oh, you can't say that, dude.
You can't.
milkshakes. PvP milkshakes.
Nah, you heard it here first. It's gonna be PvP milkshakes. Gonna up your stam.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Right.
That's it. Any more on PvP before we get into some questions?
I think we've pretty much done
I
PvP.
think we're done with PvP.
We speculated a lot.
If someone wants to like write out everything we said, not verbatim, but put it on Reddit, go for it, mate. You got my
You're welcome.
You got the
you're
inside
welcome.
scoop.
You're the insides. I mean, anyway, moving on to some Twitter questions. We have no scoop whatsoever. Come on, Colby. Psh, come on, dude. Who do you think we got it in with Bandai? God
What do you
forbid.
mean?
Dude.
Of course we got the scoop. We got Mean Machine. Here's the Bandai spy.
No, I thought it was you, Todd.
I've lost track of it, the Bandai spy. I think
All
you'll...
right, mean. Who is the Bandai spy?
Todd, obviously it's Todd. I mean,
Alright.
Yeah, exactly.
my God.
Exactly.
You heard it here.
It's easily Flame Views.
Yeah, I think
Whew.
Flambius is the new
I
Bandai.
honestly think all
Shout out to
three of
that
you-
guy.
All
No, it's
three of
Rose.
you, and
All
then you
three
just
of you
pass
are
around the
doing
blame.
something.
But it's all
To
three.
keep everyone off, like the other
Exactly.
person's back, you know.
Nah, it's Rose, dude.
It's
It is
Flavius.
Rose,
It's
actually.
definitely
Shout out to that guy.
And
Speaking of
Rose.
Rose- Rose has a very intricate question for you, Mean Machine.
Flavius.
who is Rose?
Shout out to that guy.
That's the guy that gets all the shout outs in the live streams.
Yeah.
Nick?
He's a Discord
No.
friend.
Nick is Rose confirmed. Yeah,
Nice.
Shout out to Nick.
Shout out,
He's a
yeah,
Discord
you know
friend.
what?
He was
Yeah, shout out to Nick. That guy's doing bits, bro.
And shout out to Chris.
Oh, of course.
Of course. And
And
Prize
so-
Girl.
And, Price Girl, yeah, can't forget.
Prize girl, rest in peace. What about that other girl? The other one that had the podcast, bro. That tease.
Oh, that was the Funimation lady.
I was so mad because they said podcast. I was like, yes, here it is, finally. And then they're like, the Funimation podcast. We watch One Piece, and I'm like, oh,
Disappointment.
rest in peace, man. But
I mean, it's
Rose.
still crazy that they freaking shouted us out in
Yeah,
that one.
that was
one.
funny.
No,
Oh
but-
yeah,
but
for
man,
true
it was
though.
crazy.
God bless that one. That's for sure. But yeah, Rose asked a really serious question. He asked, Replacement for Colo Kid? Serious question asking for a friend. Just we haven't asked this one before. I don't think you've got that question before either, Man Machine. So what would be a good replacement for Colo Kid, dude?
Ambush Lilin.
Oh, good
Ooh.
I
response.
like the switch up.
Yeah, I like
Good
this
response.
one. That's a good one.
Make
No,
sure you farm that.
You should.
There it is. Make sure you farm that shit. That's for
She
sure.
is really good.
Actually, the best replacement is Legend Usopp.
Okay, that's
Alright,
about enough.
alright,
Eddie.
keep it moving. that's enough from my man Todd over here.
Okay, did
Um,
anyone
for
have
me on the
how,
podcast.
how many of the questions were replacement for Colo Kid on Twitter?
There's like 3 or 4 questions that were around the same vein. But I mean, like, I'm sure like Meme Machines mentioned like 90% that, and then like 10%. Hey, look at this OPTC meme, dude. At
I'm
Straw
Let's
sick
look at my
of,
polls.
of Colo Kid. I'm
Alright,
sick.
stop
Somebody
asking
kill
him
it.
questions.
Please
Oh.
stop.
Please. This man is pleading to you right now. This guy is
You
usually
know,
Meme Machine
there-
is as big as a clown as I am, and he's pleading to you to stop asking these questions, dude.
The replacement for that question is a replacement for Ambush Lilin, please.
No, please don't.
It's annoying.
True.
That might be worse than replacement for Colin Kid, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, that's harder to replace.
That's hard to
Yeah,
replace.
because there's actually a replacement for Kid, not really for Linlin.
So we'll just wait for the replacement for Linlin to come. That would be our answer.
It's hard
Wait
to replace her.
Wait for the legend that does exactly what Linlin does but better. That's the
Linlin's
replacement.
goat.
That's for true. Make sure you farm that. That's out right now. If you're listening
Yes,
to
it
it the
is.
day we release it, farm that shit. That shit's good.
Me actually put a tweet out about it right before the podcast.
That is true. I
I'll put a
think.
video on it as we're
Yeah, this
doing
man,
the podcast.
Todd is still uploading vids as like, bro. He's capitalizing. Bro, come on, Todd, man. I can't respect him.
All right, next question.
This guy's trying to push us forward, dude. All these questions are via Twitter. You can ask us questions via Twitter, and you can slide into our Instagram DMs if you have questions there too. We'll try to subsequently ask questions on both platforms from now on, just to make sure we're pushing to those audiences as we can. At Straw Hat Goose asks, this is to you. These are basically all to you, Meme Machine. So you're going to be on the microphone a lot. What do you think is the most underrated and most overrated legend? And what do you think is all right? We'll just go with that. What do you think is the most underrated and overrated legend?
Holy. The I don't know, the most underrated. I don't prepare this. Holy shit.
Someone want to take the floor while Mean is getting an answer?
Underrated.
I've got an underrated legend.
Go for it, Cobb.
Robin.
Nico Robin.
There you go.
Bet.
I knew he was
Why?
gonna say that.
That's because that special is very, very unique.
She is
And it's
special
very, very
in
good.
my heart. Nico Robin.
Mm,
God bless.
And her
B1 kata. That's mine.
Yep.
That's Todd's as well.
B1 category.
6+ or regular? Because they're different units now.
Both.
Okay, there you go.
I'd say a good
Yeah.
underrated legend would be like Cat Dog.
Yeah,
Yo!
you took mine.
Yo,
Fuck.
for real. Hold on. I didn't realize I had a legend for a minute, dude. Like, that's just wild. Like, Joe was gonna say, "Cat, keep moving, dude."
Nah. I think 6 Kind is pretty underrated. I haven't used him much, but he's like really strong. Like the couple times that I've used him.
Very
That's
strong.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting call.
See, I was tossing up between cat dogs because I've said I love using cat dogs since he's released. I think he's a really, really cool legend. But I also, to this day, I still love V2 Sanji.
Yo, actually, that's a good shout too.
Sanji's
V2
dope.
Sanji is a very underrated. V2 Sanji is like a very good, very
Yeah.
very good unit.
Well, then who's an overrated legend then? All right, Main Machine, hit us with an overrated legend.
I got one.
Mm.
Stampede Luffy.
Okay.
No,
Stampede Luffy. Yeah,
I reckon he's closer to underrated, to be
Yeah,
honest.
so do
I
I.
don't think Stampede Luffy's underrated. He's just underused, underutilized.
Mm,
This is tough.
Overrated. I think honestly,
know.
Joe, but I'm sorry, but Carrot. Carrot's
Damn.
quick, but like a lot of the time you can get through that like the same content with just like any other legend. I mean, like, that goes for pretty much everything. But like if you just want for pure speed, there's a lot of like legends out there now that are like matching, if not faster. I think
Yeah, I'll be
she's still
honest.
way overrated.
Nowadays, if I want speed, I use Kaido.
Yeah, friendship ended with Carrot. Kaido is my best friend.
You heard it here first. Another exclusive.
Dude, this is a hard question. Because
It
like I think of like, oh, this is definitely like, oh, but it is good. Like that character's good, but like, is it?
Just start spouting names. Just start spouting names then. What's on your
I've got
mind?
one, but I want to wait for everyone else.
Well, I was gonna say like V2 Cutter.
Yeah, no, I agree with that actually. I feel
There's
like
problems.
that, like
And he's slow.
his captain's kind of eh. The
And
special's
he's,
amazing.
and he's slow, and that's the
Yeah.
big thing for me because I hate slow teams. I'd rather
100%,
be able
yeah.
to clear the content fast. Like even teams that would normally be slow, but because they're for a good example is Bartow Cavendish. They are extremely slow when you use them the way they're intended. But when they came out and all the content that was made for them, all that content for them is fast.
Speed.
Exactly.
Running. That's for sure. That's a good shout. V2 Cat is definitely a really overrated legend. I mean, the special's like enough to carry him. You know what I mean? But like then again, though, the chances of you getting the max damage on the special are very slim.
I've got one for global NJP.
Ooh. All right, go for it.
Far
boss.
away, because I don't know.
My global one is Shirahoshi Mancherry.
Yeah.
I think they're extremely meh. Like in certain situations, they're nice to have, but they're not needed really.
No.
And for JP, Nami and Robin dual unit, I think they're very average.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I mean, we can come back to that one if somebody comes up with a good idea during any of the other questions. At Lucid Orbitalis, I don't know. At Lucid Orbals asks, where in Spain is Meme Machine from? Do you want to give us your exact address, Meme Machine?
No. I'm from Valencia.
Oh, he's from Valencia.
There you
Do you,
go.
what do you watch football?
Yes, of
Who do you
course.
support in the Spanish league?
Valencia.
Respect.
Makes sense.
Respect. Big respect. Valencia's a good team, man.
Yeah.
What is your favorite One Piece character?
Bichu Shanks.
No, just like in general, like in the anime.
Or in general.
In the anime. Lau.
Hey, my boy.
You answered the other part. Favorite unit, B2 Shanks. There you go.
Wait, he said Sanji, didn't he?
Bitchy
Say Sanji Shanks.
Bichu Shanks.
Oh, Shanks.
Oh, Shanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks.
Please, it's
Come on, cuz. I speak
Come on,
pure
cuz.
Spanish, bro.
I mean, V2,
No?
V2 Shanks is kind of lit. He's awesome.
Bro, that 6+ gonna hit so hard, dude.
His 6+ is gonna be so crazy.
His limit break plus.
They're gonna side grade him
Yeah.
though. I already know they're gonna
Plus is
side grade
already
him.
good.
Dude.
Yeah, that's true.
They're gonna side grade him because he's too good.
God damn.
At Platinum Wolf 99 asks, if you guys became Sugafest characters in the game, what would he says typing class, captain ability, and special, but like
Let's do colors and classes.
let's do colors and classes, or like let's do like what our team composition would be if the 6 of us were in a team.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I think
That
who
is
would be
interesting.
captain, who would be like
Todd's the captain.
Todd's the
Oh,
captain.
okay.
We've
Well,
already
we have a-
seen Todd 6+, haven't
No,
we?
wait, hang on. What if we just have a crew unit?
Be the worst
no,
group
Yeah,
in
but
the
the thing
game.
is, we're gonna have to synergize around someone.
No, because we have a guest. Meme Machine's the friend captain.
She's a friend
Yep.
captain. Todd's the main
Oh.
captain. What does Mean Machine do as a friend captain?
Shit.
You have to come up with yourself, Vic.
Yeah, you got to come up with it yourself.
What's your captain ability, Mean Machine? If you were in the
Oh no,
game.
no, it doesn't have to do captain ability. It just has to do his classes and his type.
Yeah,
and his
alright,
colour.
what classes would you be and what type would you be, Mean Machine?
I'll be quick
Oh, okay.
Fast as
and
fuck, boy.
and driven. I mean,
Quick driven.
and
Just
No,
pure
that's
true.
driven.
Like Duffy, like V1 Duffy.
Okay.
Respectable.
And my captain ability is tweet too much.
Yeah, I'm down, dude. I'm so down, dude.
Okay, Todd. What about you? What are your classes?
I'll be int striker free spirit or powerhouse. Striker powerhouse.
He's a powerhouse, my man's.
Int striker powerhouse.
I'm not sure if this is age appropriate.
Oh,
No.
no.
I would
No,
be-
Job is a booster.
I would be.
Jonas is a Fortnite unit.
I would
Jover's a beat stick. That's about it, dude.
I would be Dex because I'm good with my hands.
Okay, right.
Oh
That's the end of the
my
podcast.
God.
For fuck's sake, dude. Dex, what though? What's your classes?
Fuck. I didn't think this one through. Let's do Powerhouse. I'm
Man
good
was,
there.
bro, I already know. Joe was in his head. It was like, yeah, Dex so good in my hand, dude. Nice. What do you think about the other half of the question? All right, Dill, what about you, man?
I'd be Dex too, man, just because I would think that would be
So good with
perfect
your
for me.
hands.
No, not for Jover's reason. I'm not fucked. My classes though. I'm
That's exactly the point. I'm good with my hands because I'm not fucked.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
That was a big brain, Joe. That was a big brain. Respect is back for Joe, but he's back on the podcast.
I'm sorry. It's 6 in the morning.
I'd say I'd be a striker free spirit.
Nice. Cole, what about you, man?
Strength fighter, cerebral.
Bro, that came out.
Yeah,
sweet, bro.
fighter because you can catch these hands, and cerebral because I got the big brain.
There you go.
Hey,
Heard it
let
here.
him. Hey,
They-
let him know, dude.
All right, then we need Pappies.
I'll probably be like an int-driven cerebral, I reckon.
What's Knights?
Fuck.
Ooh.
He'd be a
Wait, we
Psy.
don't-
I don't know.
we don't-
He'd
Psy
be
unit.
Psy,
I reckon.
yeah.
I reckon Knight would be Psy.
Cerebral as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighter?
Yeah. I could.
Cerebral free spirit.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I reckon cerebral
Psy
free spirit.
Cerebral Free Spirit. Okay.
There you
That's
go.
a very that's a very dynamic team.
Alright, you guys
And
can
then we'll
build
run
that
the
team
German ship
composition,
because we got all
dude.
the colours.
Hey, there you go, bro.
We
We get boosts, bro. If someone wants to make that, by all means, bro. Hey, go for it. That should be fucking.
Go
That
get our
should be
Twitter
sick.
profile photos.
Yeah, dude, that should be fucking sick, dude. I'm so down for that. So this is like a more broad question. It's about candy. I know everyone loves candy. At Lord Shiro asked, I have 2,000 recovery candy in my box. Do I sell it or try to find decent support characters to feed it to? And on topic of cotton candy, do you guys think Bandai should increase the copper candy, the cotton candy buff cap to 300, being max at 100 each? So let's go with the first part of his question. 2,000 recovery candy. Does he sell it or feed it to support characters? Or just
I'd go
units?
through. I just go through your units to see who uses recovery in their special and in their captain ability that don't already have cotton candy on them, and you're not going to cotton candy with anything else. Just give them to them, and then start looking when it comes to supports and stuff. But supports not that big a deal.
What is it? I think like there might be on the database, or like on Reddit somewhere. There is like I don't know if it's been updated, but there was a list of like characters that do recovery related stuff.
Yeah.
So like if you can find that list, feed your recovery candy to all those units first. And like I think for everyone here, the majority, if not the time, we sell the recovery candy because it just didn't used. Yeah, it's like and most of the time we're selling that stuff. Like me personally, I only keep the plus 100s. Other than that, I sell everything.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, like Dill said, find the units that use recovery, not like for example, like Legend Chopper, that's like a flat HP recovery. Use the ones that say like boost recovery by 1.5, and then recovery 0.5 the unit's recovery per turn. That kind of stuff, and then feed it to them. And then from that point, then if you like, honestly, there's candy so abundant, especially with the new Coliseum structure. The +3 candy is going to be flowing, so heck, just sell it if you really don't need it. When a lot of time you won't.
Keep the 2,000. Anything extra that you're getting, just sell.
Yeah.
Sell it.
You never know when you might pull something new.
Hey, with this whole PvP stuff, it might become quite viable.
It might be the wave.
And then on topic.
Side note, I
Yo.
want to change my classes from before.
Oh, here we go.
I just realized that we don't have a shooter on our team, and shooters are one of my favorite classes, so I'm going to be an int shooter powerhouse. Anyways,
What you got a gun? You got a tool now?
yeah,
stay
I keep that thing
strapped.
on me.
Okay.
Guns are banned in Australia.
Hey, bro, I got a hunting rifle. I'll hunt a wild joba. End his life. Anyway,
Oh my god.
Anyway, and then he says, on topic of CC, should they increase the buff cap 300? I think everyone is kind of in the majority of just saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm saying no.
Oh, all right, Cobb, hit it up.
Where's the creativity in that?
Okay, get him out of here.
Bruh, this
It just-
game's already too easy.
It just removes a lot of those questions that people have, though.
Yeah, use your brain.
Yeah, but people don't want to use their brain, so they devolve to like at Mean Machine. I just pulled Luffy Law. Should I put recovery or HP? You know what? Put whatever you fucking want. For
Hey,
all I
what
know,
did Bandai
both.
put on him?
It was like
What did Bandai put?
100,
Yeah,
100 attack, 86 HP, 14 recovery. That's the
there
way.
you go. That's the wave. That's
Run
the new
that
meta.
shit, bro. That's the new meta. But I think like the consensus would be like it just make things easier, and like and that answers your first question even more by saying like if every unit had 300, you'd just start every unit in your box. You'd just give 100 recovery candy to, because you know that you could give them attack and HP later on down the line. So that'd
just
probably be
don't-
a preferential.
I just don't think easier is always better.
It makes those +3
that's
cotton
just-
candies that give one of each. Much
Yes,
more
it would. It would.
Yeah,
They
oh,
are
well, yeah,
basically
that's true.
useless.
They suck.
Even though they don't appear that often, though. But
No.
I think with this new mode, with the new collage stuff, I think they're gonna pop up a lot more.
I really hope they don't.
And I hope they don't as well, dude. Imagine imagine you need one more limit break material. You see the gold candy. Like, come on, cuz, get this shit out of here, dude. At Don Famio asks, who is / was the character that you guys have been using the most? So what's the what? Let's go recently. What
Legend
is
Kaido.
the All right, well, Joba just fucking.
no,
he's out
Joe,
of
go
it.
for it, man.
Go, Joe. Hey, get on your high horse, sir. Why be using Kaido the most, bro?
Because I have Legend Kaido. No,
Alright,
dude, he lets me be so lazy. It's so nice.
Joba's
Hey,
already
also-
lazy enough as it is, man.
You know, you don't even need like your own. You can just use a friend cabin.
It's true.
True.
All right, everyone else. Cobb, what's your the unit you've been using a lot recently?
I've been using a lot of Kaido for obvious reasons, but I've actually used a lot of Luffy Law.
Ooh.
He's really, really fun, actually. I never got a chance to really use him when he first came out because I didn't have him yet, but he is so much fun to play with.
Shout out me not having him or Kaido. So that's my options limited. Dilbo, what about you, man?
Halloween Ace.
True.
Good
Man pulled two like a bitch, stolen from the rest of us. Mean Machine, what's the unit you've been using a lot recently?
Snake Man, you can
Go.
use it in wherever you want.
Facts.
Snake Man's
Exactly
the go.
right.
Todd, what about you, dude?
I don't even need to answer that.
It's Carrot. Let's go, Todd.
Slam Jam is here.
Mr.
Mr.
Slam
Slam Jam. That's all.
Honestly,
we use him.
I'm the same as Todd. That 6+ category is hella.
He is good fun.
He
Yeah.
is, and he's a
And
very
you
very
can
good.
partner him
unit.
up with Kaido. Yeah, he's good fun.
And then we can all join forces, and then Mean Machine can be off the side with his Snake Man.
I mean, Snake Man can be run with Kaido.
Snake Man goes with Kaido, yeah.
All right, Halloween Ace goes. Everything goes with Kaido though. Fine. And the final question. Do you guys think we should go into the discussion or leave that? Like the 6 Annie unit, like the unit number discussion things. We'll get into a different.
That's a long one. That's a long one.
That's a little bit of fun towards a different podcast for sure.
Yeah.
Last one question from at Very Grim Mood. Does Mean ever get a fucking headache when asked about a replacement unit in his video?
I think we've established
No.
that.
He said no. All right, keep it rolling.
Keep it flowing, that's it.
Keep asking this man questions. It gets him interactions. Good for his.
I get tired.
He gets
Like,
tired of it. So
holy
like
shit, man.
we said, stop asking this man questions. That's for sure.
No, but it's like, dude, read the comments. There is already that question.
Mhm.
I've been asked 300 times beforehand.
People are lazy. They don't want to read other comments. They just want you to reply to theirs.
That's true. I only care when Todd replies to my messages. That's about it.
Hey,
Other than that,
I have this unit and this unit and this unit. Can you help me build a team?
can you
please?
build the team for me?
Hey,
I really
what
wish
supports do you have?
If I show you my box, can you build me a team?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to
Hey,
start
should-
making videos using my character box.
You should do that. That'd be good. That'd be a good video series.
Take people's
Guess-
accounts and then
yeah,
build
no,
them.
don't even take their account. Just take a screenshot of their box and then have to clear content with whatever's in that
Take a
box.
screenshot of their box and just laugh for 10 minutes.
Oh my god!
Jesus, dude.
Well, on that note, thank you all for listening to another episode of Good, Great, Perfect. Episode 16. We are trucking along. Hopefully, going to hit that 20 count very, very soon. We are etching ever so closely to 1,000 podcast channel, so we really do appreciate it. Make sure you do subscribe if that button is red for you.
And-
Hit that
and
subscribe button.
Check out the guests channel.
Of
down
course,
below.
Mean
Yes,
Machine.
sir.
Thank you for being here. We do appreciate your time. You will be on another episode for sure. I'm gonna make it happen. I don't care about everyone else. It's been a pleasure, Mean Machine. We really do
Thank you.
appreciate your
Thank
time
you, thank you.
and
Thanks for all your videos.
100%. Thank you for making content that's better than Todd's. That's for sure.
Oh shit!
Oh my
Oh,
God.
We need
shit.
that shit. We need that shit. In there.
We do need more content creators. So, Flamevius, I'm coming for you next, bro. Check your DM sometime soon, that's for sure. But yeah, Mean Machine's socials will be down below, YouTube and Twitter. Follow them there. Speaking of Twitter, follow us on Twitter at GGP Podcast. Same handle for Instagram as well, at GGP Podcast there. You get a behind the scenes look of a lot of our podcast recordings such there by Dilber's interactions and such as well. Make sure you listen to us on Anchor and everywhere that's been spread from there, main being Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, on Anchor itself, and a bunch of other platforms. Without further ado, though, Cobb, Dill, Joba, Mean, Todd, I've been Captain Puppy. Thanks for listening to another episode of Good Great Perfect. We'll catch you all next time. Peace.
Good night.
See ya.
See yous.
Bye.